Andrew, have you guys moved much?
Nope.
Just has it always been the same place?
Yep. So,
God, you're so lucky, dude.
We moved into our first apartment, but I didn't really move there. I mean, neither of us really had any stuff.
Okay, so it was like you just moved in and bought stuff or whatever.
Yeah. And there was not really enough room for anything in that place anyway. And then we moved to another apartment where, again, we just didn't really have any stuff. So I think we could just it was like a pickup truck full of stuff that we were able to take. Then we moved from there a year later into our house where we have lived for 13 years.
That's awesome, dude. You're
very lucky. That's kind of why I haven't moved. I haven't moved because I hate the idea of moving so much and don't even know how I would attempt it.
Yeah, just recognize that is such a privilege because it's the worst. Like smaller moves are not that bad. Like the times I've moved, like when my kid was an undergrad at Alabama, those are pretty easy moves, right? That's like one carload. And it takes a couple of trips, and it's not the end of the world. But whenever it's an apartment to an apartment, a house to a house, or either to the other, and you're dealing with big trucks and all this, I can't count how many times going back to, if I count like when I was in high school, the number of because my dad liked to move.
Yeah,
he liked to like sell a house and buy a new one and sell a house and buy a new one. Like he did this on a cycle because he did it at a time where that's how you made money. Right? Like you would gain equity and then the houses would all gain value. And he was doing this like in a cycle of every handful of years, probably starting when I was in 8th or 9th grade was the first time. And then we moved again when I was in college. And then they moved again right at the end of college. And I was a part of all of those. And then my own moves from, either Michigan or Chicago to Miami back and forth for college. And then from Miami back to Chicago, and then from an apartment to another apartment to a condo to a house to another house, and then to St. Louis. I'm just running through this. Every one of them is a nightmare in their own way. But the bigger the move gets, the worse it gets.
Have you ever had to do like the pods or anything like that where you just basically pack up a container and then because I know someone who moved out to the West Coast a couple years ago and they used the pods thing. And I mean, that sounds better than packing up your own U-Haul and driving it across country. Yeah. But you're also handing over all of your belongings to this outside company and going like, please take care of it for me.
I didn't do that. I think it was more expensive than the way that, when I moved from Chicago to here. So this is exactly 19 years ago. 19 years ago, August 2006. Although I didn't move all my stuff then, I moved the stuff like later because it took us a while to sell the house. But when we moved the stuff, I drove a semi down here. Like a legit 27-foot truck with all of our stuff in it. And it was packed. I barely got the door closed when we were done cramming things in there. And I had to drive that all the way down here. And then we didn't have a place to go right away. I'm not going to get into all the story, but the sale of a house fell through on our selling end, which meant that on our buying end, it also fell through because it was contingent on the other one selling. So I had to find a rental place within a few days. So I had to park the truck at our real estate agent's parking lot. But that was a hard move because that's a big ass truck. And I've never driven anything like that other than that one time. And stopping for food and gas and all that, did not like.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
But also, was not about to unload that truck once we found out that the house, the people that were buying our house, their deal fell through, their financing fell through the day before the move. So we had just finished loading the truck and we got the call. I'm like, well, I'm not unloading it. This truck is going to St. Louis, man. I don't know if I have to park it somewhere, but it's coming with me because we're not unloading it and doing that again. Thankfully, hopefully no more things like that. I'm in the house that I'm in now and I don't have any desire to move.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. No desire to change just to change. We can, if we want to fix stuff, we'll fix stuff. That's what we're doing. But moving, and I'll say what Dave and Phoebe and the gang had to do today, nowhere near as bad as any of that. Like the college moves are just not as bad because college kids don't have that much stuff. They I think because I went over to help Dave load the truck on Saturday and it didn't take very long at all. It was maybe 40, 45 minutes to load the whole thing. So it wouldn't have been very difficult to, with people. They got help on the other end to help unload. So I'm sure it was a pretty simple thing today.
Yeah.
Dave was still a little limpy, though.
Oh, is he?
He said it was better, but there's still a little hitch. You could still see a little bit of a hitch. But I got to tell you, man, I feel like my hitches lasted longer than that. When I get those hitches, they seem to stick around for a while. You guys ever get those? You guys are young enough where do you get those where they linger for days and you don't know? Like in Dave's case, it was like, we know why, right? You're playing a competitive sport and you go a little too hard and you pull a muscle. You guys do that? You ever get that on tennis, Rach?
I mean, I had like the arch of my right foot was hurting
little
for a
plantar
couple
fasciitis
days.
kind of thing? Yeah.
But I mean, all I had to do was like continuously stretch it out. And in like 2 days, it was better. I've never had like a lingering, like, I mean, I've had back problems before, but those are like lady issues sometimes can translate into that. But yeah, nothing that it's like, you know, I haven't been sprinting to first base and pulled my quad anytime recently.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great. That's why I don't do a lot of that stuff anymore. I feel like it's more risk than reward.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, I'm a dork. Like I just can't get over the idea that I can't do what I used to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So rather than just deal with that, I just don't do it.
Hey, fair enough.
I get it.
Yeah. Whatever. If I can't do it the way I want to, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll just coach other people.
I mean, that's a good outlet for it.
It is. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of fun because you're actually seeing, like, you can go over a 9, 10, 11-month period and you can actually see the difference that's being made by not just you as an individual, but just like all of the teaching and the coaching that goes on versus just I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm big on just going out and having fun, which, by the way, I'm going to have to do one of these times. I think the season's almost over, but I'm going to have to go out and just hang out with the guys. Maybe they'll let me be like the bat boy. You think I should go out with Dave one of these days and just wear a helmet and be the bat boy?
Yes.
All right, I might do that. I'll have to ask Stu. He'll probably text. He listens all the time. Stu, if you need a bat boy, maybe I'll come out one of these times. I'll come out and do that for free. But don't expect me to run, man. I'm chilling.
Online security is a must, and millions are choosing NordVPN to stay safer and more private online. And you can do that too. Get NordVPN with 77% off and up to 3 months extra. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic from data snoopers and internet service providers, while NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro will reduce risk of phishing and alert you about the fake online shops and known scams. And that's not all. If your email address is leaked to the dark web, you will get an instant notification from the Dark Web Monitor and act accordingly. Get the special NordVPN deal today at nordvpn.com. This offer includes a 77% discount on a 2-year plan and up to 3 extra months. Savings and additional terms apply and can be found on nordvpn.com. The offer is valid until October 15th.
Tom Ackerman here for Busey Bank and Building Community. We honor the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum for using the history and lessons of the Holocaust to reject hatred, promote understanding, and inspire change. Visitors to the museum are empowered to translate the history of the Holocaust into meaningful action to make our community stronger. Visit the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum in person and online at stlholocaustmuseum.org.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey. Building Community is creating bridges that bring people together. A visit to the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum reminds us that by rejecting hatred and embracing understanding, everyone feels safe, valued, and connected. A community where everyone thrives is what Building Community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are visiting with Dr. Premal Thacker.
And we're very fortunate at Washington University School of Medicine and Siteman to have the only endometrial cancer spore. So we are actually doing a $15 million grant that is housed here under Dr. Much to actually evaluate uterine cancer.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, please visit siteman.wustl.edu.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball. KMOX is everywhere. 11:20 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app and now at 104.1 FM.
It's Monday on the Dave Glover Show. Dave is out. Be back tomorrow. He's doing the moving thing, being the good dad.
Yes,
and
indeed.
then the rest of us are hanging out doing the show. And then tomorrow we all get back to normal. Our version of normal. Do you guys, have you ever...
More like back to abnormal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You
It
got
do
it.
be like that.
Yeah. That's how it is. Do you guys ever say or hear the phrase, they didn't teach us that in school?
Yes.
All right, so I saw somebody make what I think is an interesting point. I don't think it's 100% true, but I think there's some truth in it. I want to run it by you guys. And you guys feel free, if you're watching on the stream and you want to throw in your 2 cents on this, you feel free to do it. If you're watching on the Dave Glover Show on YouTube or on Facebook, obviously just jump in on the comments if you'd like to. But this person who made a video said, yes, they did teach you those things. You just didn't care enough to remember it. That you weren't paying enough of attention, or you only memorized what you needed to memorize for the test, and you didn't really actually learn it. So it's certainly not true of everything, right? There are things that they didn't teach us in school because there isn't time to teach everything. And there are things that get left out for convenience things, right? Like, when you're teaching kids about American history, you don't necessarily want to teach them about the murder, at first. You learn about that when you get older, when you get all that stuff. But they didn't teach us that in school sometimes means I didn't pay enough attention. How does that ring to you guys?
Maybe when I hear that phrase, I think of it more as like a sarcastic, like, they didn't teach us that in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the people that are like legitimately saying that was intentionally left out when we were kids to try to fool us or to try to deceive us or whatever. And again, I think there is definitely in grade school a softening of hard truths. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially in things like history and social sciences and things, not so much in math, right? It's just math. But in a lot of ways, there's kind of a softening of the edges, which I get. We don't need to be going all the way on super serious historical subjects with 8 and 9-year-olds.
Right.
They're not going to get it. When you're older, you can understand things better. Totally get it. But what I'm saying is just simply that there are so many things that we're taught. Like I know in high school, I know that I took physics and I don't remember anything from it. Like they taught me all the stuff. I did the homework. I took the tests. I passed the class. I can't remember what I got, but it was probably, I don't know, B-.
Okay. Not
I
bad.
hated physics and I had to work really hard to get that. But I know they taught it to me, but I couldn't write out a single formula that I learned at that time. I might remember a couple of definitions, maybe, but only if you gave me the word first. And I'm like, oh, maybe that rings a bell. Like there's a lot that we're taught that we just don't remember. And sometimes we turn that in our minds that we weren't taught that thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely does. I'm always really impressed while watching like Jeopardy or something, and they'll have let's say a geometry category. And it is like just the definitions of all these different terms. The fact that people still remember it, I'm like, you are so much better than me that you have been able to retain this, because I don't know. Like I don't. Put me in a high school algebra class and watch me like fail every quiz right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even succeed when I was in school at algebra.
But see, this is the thing. I don't think we're supposed to remember everything. And sometimes when we think back on it, we're like, boy, that was a failure. No, it's not, because you're not going to be able to learn all the things. But what stuck with you are probably the things that you ended up using more as your life went along, right? So if you went into science, you probably do remember the chemistry or the physics, depending on which form of science your field of profession covers. Versus me, I may not be able to diagram a sentence, but, language stuff is still pretty strong in me.
Oh man, the sentence diagramming, that's another one. I might be able to do like subject, verb, direct object. But after that, you start adding in those like participles and what have you.
What's a
I
participle?
am lost. I don't even know. Is
I
that
think
even
that's
a part
I think
of
that's
it?
a part of a building.
It's a part of it's a part of the simple building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real embarrassed if this.
Oh man, the English teachers.
It is. It's a verb form that can act as an adjective or be part of a verb phrase.
You
Okay.
don't know what that means. You're just reading it.
Yeah, but I'm not wrong that it's a part of diagramming a sentence.
Yeah.
Is the point I'm making.
Yeah.
You folks.
And again, none of those things truly matter because unless it's in your field of study, right? But the point is, basic education is that it's basic. It's kind of as you're growing up, what are you interested in? What sticks with you versus what you have a harder time with, which can again then lead you to the path that you're going to follow as you get older. So then when you get older, and like as a kid, and if you talked to me in grade school, even high school, I'd have been like, history's boring.
Mhm.
It's just I'm just learning dates and events, and I'm not really learning about them. I'm not really reading that deeply into them. I'm just memorizing things. But then when I get older, especially like getting into 30s, 40s, even now in the 50s, like history is so interesting, and it's more interesting now. So it's setting you up for the option to go deeper on things as you get older, as opposed to teaching you all the things that you need to know.
Smiley for baseball in the stream says, I didn't get taught how to do our taxes, which is important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I do think there are things that we should be emphasizing in schools, especially now. I think we should be emphasizing things like finance.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, and not in grade school.
Crypto trading,
But
yes.
certainly-
Start them in kindergarten.
Certainly in high school, some level of financial understanding should be taught. Now, it can be, right? I know at our high school, I think we had optional classes that were basically just called business.
Yeah, I took something called
Right,
consumer
right,
math.
right. And maybe you had one of those classes was like required to graduate, and then you had others you could choose as your electives. But I mean, these things you should get multiple years of like household budgeting, learning how to do taxes, learning. I mean, I think we should be learning a lot more about critical thinking.
Yeah.
In 2025, especially with AI being what it is and going where it's eventually going to go, with all of the people who intentionally forget AI, all the human beings that manipulate messaging, that put things out that have maybe dual meanings, or they just go out and rage bait. Like, you got to have some critical thinking skills to avoid falling down some traps. But that's also a thing you got to teach at home. We don't have everything can't be taught in school, but I mean, that could be a thing that's maybe a part of psychology, and learning a little bit more about psychology is a critical thinking path.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to poo-poo what you're saying, because I do believe those things are extremely important. But then you think about the fact that a lot of kids are struggling to even read at their grade level. It's like, man, how do we even approach something like critical thinking if they don't even have reading comprehension?
Yeah,
it's very sad.
No, there's no, and again, nothing will work for everybody. That's going to be, the kind of the general challenge of education, right? I mean, every single person has a different capacity. There's nobody's the same. Everybody's a little bit different, but that's still a thing that even if you only get a little bit of it when you're 16 or 17, can give you a chance when something hits you in the face when you get out there in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman.
From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest?
Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Terrace Senior Living of Eureka.
Delightful is the word as we go through our Monday afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Let's throw in wonderful too. 77 for the high. Amazing temperatures, amazing humidity levels. Tonight, clear skies. What a spectacular evening as temperatures will actually drop out of the 70s and 58 for the overnight low. Tuesday, plenty of sunshine, still great, 77. Tuesday night, clear. Even cooler, 55 Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and Wednesday sunny and 79. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Check out the Terrace in Eureka for affordable senior living with 24-hour nursing supervision, delicious meals, medication management, and activities. The Terrace is affordable and will work with your Medicaid plan. Go to rspseniorliving.com and look for the Terrace Private Assisted Living.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. As a local small business owner for the past 24 years, I always do my best to shop local and support our community. Recently, 2 of the largest tree contractors in the region have sold to out-of-town investment groups. This means that the new owners of these companies are not invested in quality, customer satisfaction, or safety, except for how it affects their bottom line. Timberline Professional Tree Care was founded in 2001 and is focused solely on giving you, the customer, the safest, highest quality product while providing the best customer service before, during, and after the job. I've poured my heart and soul into tree care for the past 24 years, and we aren't going anywhere. When it comes time to take care of your trees, I ask that you shop local and call me, Ben Barnett, at Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or online at stltreecare.com.
Selling your home? Every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out the only agents I trust. Go to thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Today, the Cards, the Pirates.
Cameron Total Access 550.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hutch back in on DGS on a Monday. Dave's out. He'll be back tomorrow. He's just doing the good dad moving into college. Is this the third year?
This is her junior year.
Wow.
I kind of can't believe it.
Dude, that's fast.
It is.
Yeah.
Man, Phoebe was like 11 whenever I started on the show. Now
Man.
she's a junior in college.
Somebody can we pause the clock?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I know the clocks in here are permanently paused, but
never even fixed.
I was like, what
inside joke. We used to
clock?
have digital clocks, and yeah, they don't work. So
Now we just kind of eyeball it.
It's just vibes.
Yeah.
It's probably 2 o'clock.
We look at the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
look,
sun.
the sun is 4 degrees off of the southern hemisphere. I just made that up. That doesn't make any sense.
Have you ever seen a sundial in real life? Speaking of
Yeah.
the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how to read the sundial? Okay, maybe I'm just.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never seen one, and
You
I'm
just
like,
go by the shadow.
Yeah.
okay.
So
Are there numbers on it where you can be like, oh, it's 3?
There can be, or sometimes there aren't, but you
or
just
like
can-
hash marks or
Right,
whatever.
right,
and
right.
and even if it's like a circle, like you remember what a clock looks like well enough to go like, all right, it's probably about
Yeah.
Oh,
probably
don't
about
speak
2
for
o'clock.
me. I might not.
Nah, you'd figure that out.
Because it's
We trust you, Rich.
it's really neat the way it works because it does just cast a shadow exactly where the time is.
Yeah.
It's super interesting. Now I don't know how to build one.
It's almost like all of that means something or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it
yeah.
is also part of the proof that the Earth is round, but don't tell any flat earthers that.
Well, you don't know what goes on at Big Sundial.
Well,
They
that's
could
true.
be
It could be
tricking all of us.
They could be in on it.
I
It's
love
like
that.
the greatest prank, isn't it? Like, why would anyone lie about that?
That's my whole thing with the flat earthers is I'm like, well, what is the point? Like, what does it do for us to be convinced that the earth is round when it's not?
Well, you want the answer?
Yes.
Or one of them? Not the real answer,
Is
but
it like control or whatever?
no.
Some dumb thing.
It's because if we knew how it really was, we would know that there are other civilizations on the other side of the ice wall, and we're not supposed to know that.
There's an ice wall?
There's an ice wall surrounding all of us on a flat Earth.
So you won't be able to get. Eventually, you'll hit the ice wall, and you can't go. It's
You
like
can't
Game
go
of Thrones,
past it, right?
kinda.
But like
Yeah, I
there
was
are
gonna say,
worlds
this
past.
is like
Yes,
a
yes.
freaking
Yeah.
Game
Yeah.
of Thrones
Yeah, yeah,
situation.
yeah.
The Night King
And I don't
want to
go any
for us all.
further into any of that because it makes my brain hurt. I mean, aside from the fact that we have a video from space.
That's the other thing, the convenience
Yeah.
thing that gets left out all the time.
I saw a video that NASA posted on TikTok a few days ago, and it was of what the Mars rover was. It was a picture of what the Mars rover could see at that moment, and it was really incredible because you could see the night sky from Mars,
right?
Which is really neat and cool, and I'd never seen that before. And the entire TikTok comment section is filled with like, "Yeah, right, nice try, idiots." Nice try, losers. It's like, oh man, come on now.
Yeah. Well, that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with education in the last segment, and which the critical thinking. When you get caught up in something and you hear enough about it, it'll sound true after a while. If you don't have the skills to determine, okay, that's pretty nonsensical. That is scientifically just wrong. We do have the ability to measure certain things. I mean, I forget when it was, and I forget the story exactly, which makes it terrible. But I mean, it was literally like 5,000 years ago. Human beings figured out the Earth was round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by putting a stick in the ground in one place and then doing it in another place and recording the shadow, they could tell. Like this was 5,000 years ago. People figured this out. So
it's so funny because it's like if you dropped me in like the woods and was like, "What time is it?" Like, there's absolutely no way I could figure that out.
You could figure out some version of it. Maybe
I
not
could tell you
exact,
if
but
it
some
was
version
morning
of it.
or night or daytime.
Right.
I could-
But you'd have a vague idea. Depending on okay, did you wake up at dawn? Well, you can, track out the time.
When is dawn?
When the sun comes up,
You're
Andrew.
like, let me see my phone so I saw what time the sun rises.
Yeah, I don't know what time the sun rises right now, though.
Yeah.
Like I could tell you I woke up when the sun was rising, but I couldn't tell you like what time.
Right,
of day
but you'd have a vague idea. When do you think a vague idea of a sunrise is? When is sunrise?
6 a.m.
These days, more like 6:25.
Right, but you'd be in the ballpark. You see, this is my point.
Okay.
If you just worked off of that, yeah, you may not be exact to the minute, but you could get it within 20, 30 minutes, which in that kind of scenario is probably all you need.
Perhaps.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Well, I mean, I would just like tumble down a cliff on the first day and impale myself on a stick. So,
all right, let's play this game out. So each one of us is dropped separately, but into the woods. And the job is, what's the job? What's the goal? You've got to reach a town.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that town is somewhere within 10 mile circle, 10 miles in diameter.
Ugh,
so you got
10 miles.
That's the most you could have to walk. That's if you have to go from one end. Well, that's not true because you could go up and down and around and get lost and all that. But like you're in that, it's a 10-mile radius.
Okay.
How long do you think before you figure out where the town is?
I mean,
I'm not sure. Maybe like an hour.
Okay.
2 hours.
To get there is a different thing, right? I mean, it depends on how far away it actually is. But you guys, do you make it? This is what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you make it?
No, of course not. Are you kidding me? Because you pick a direction and start walking. You pick a direction and you start walking, but I have no faith in my ability to like confidently keep a steady course.
What if you just knew
the woods?
What if you knew that the town was you knew it's north?
No, I can't find north.
Okay.
I guess I could kind of find north if I was standing in one place long enough. Because first I'd have to figure out is the sun rising or setting. And then if I just look at that, then I can just determine where north is from the direction of the sun.
Okay. See?
Rising or setting.
Yeah, like if I just up here somewhere and I'm looking up at the sun, I don't know if that sun is coming up or going down.
Okay.
You gotta wait for the sun to move a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all this talk of dropping Andrew off in the middle of the woods is reminding me of a story I read earlier today that I saw on Daily Mail. This was discovered about 2 years ago in 2023. There was a teenage boy who died alongside his mom and his aunt after they all went to live off grid during the COVID pandemic. And they were out in the woods in the wilderness for about 11 months.
Whoa.
Their bodies were discovered less than 100 yards from a park ranger's office. It seems like they all died at different times from the element. Yeah, horrible story. Absolutely horrible. This woman took her son and went with her sister out into the wilderness to live off grid. They were like, we're fine. We have seeds. We'll be able to grow our own food without thinking of the fact that, like, yeah, you got to plant these seeds at the right time and have the exact right conditions and know how to grow them in order for this to work. She commissioned her teenage son to watch YouTube videos to learn how to like tie knots and other survival skills. So he's going off of pure YouTube information, and they perished in the wilderness.
So
tragically.
Once you're off the grid, then you now no longer have access to that information.
Correct. So he had to be like cramming this information, like get out.
But
a
also
notebook,
you didn't
son.
have any knowledge of like, you might need shelter.
Right.
Yeah. How long does it take for crops to grow again?
I
mean,
it's very sad. So their tent was discovered covered in snow. There was no heat. There was no protection from the elements whatsoever. The woman who made this decision seemed to have like very paranoid thinking.
I was going to say, this is not a planner.
No, this is
not
not a
somebody that
situation.
knew what they were doing and knows the outdoors and, has some either hunting or survival skills or whatever. If you're just going out with a tent and the videos that your teenage son memorized off of YouTube, your prognosis is not good.
It's a bad situation. Talon Vance is the name of the poor teenage boy who suffered this fate. If you want to Google it and read more about it, but just a very sad, creepy, terrible story.
Yeah. This is not in any way a negative about modern times because we don't have to know those things. But there was a time when most everybody knew those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, simple necessity. I don't think we should have to know those things at the moment. Although, it's probably best if you're going to go live off the grid to know that stuff in advance.
Do either of you guys think you could start a fire without matches or a lighter or something?
Yeah.
I've done it.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Nice. Good for you guys.
Yeah. We did it as kids with, it depends on what you have, but like we had those little plastic magnifying glasses.
Mm-hmm.
That'll start a leaf on fire real quick.
I don't have a lighter, but I do have a plastic magnifying glass.
We used to get them in the Cracker Jack box. You could absolutely start a fire with that. We did. We literally did it. You bought a bunch of dried grass and a leaf. I shouldn't say that. Well, people don't. People know. People know. You're using the power of the sun to start a fire. But I think we did it also with rocks. like almost like a Flintstone. But we definitely we messed with fire more than we should have when we were kids.
That doesn't terribly surprise me.
Yeah, it's kind of all fitting into my view of child wheels.
I'm like, fire. We didn't do anything bad with it. We just wanted to see if we could do it.
Yeah.
So like we would set up in the middle of a driveway and we're like, oh, could you think we could do this? Because we realized, I'm talking, we're little. We were like, man, if you put that little magnifying glass thing, it's just a little piece of plastic. It's nothing special. And then you put that on your arm. Boy, that burns. I bet that could start a fire. And then we decided, you know what? Let's try these leaves. And boom, there it goes. So yeah, I could start a fire. I don't know if I could figure out what to eat and what's not okay to eat. Like, I know I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, that I can't do.
I mean, other than, hunting, but I wouldn't be good at that either because I've never done it. So.
Have you ever watched the show Alone?
Yeah.
That's one of Dave's favorites. He used to talk about that on the show all the time. I watched maybe one season. Those people are so impressive the way they can be like, I ate 16 crickets today.
Yeah.
And that was 35 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And I should be good for 2 days. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You got to be willing to, if you're going to do that thing, you got to be willing to eat bugs.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I could eat those. There are certain ones, but are there other bugs you're not supposed to eat?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I guess, just find as many crickets as you can. Grasshoppers are probably okay too.
But they're so nasty.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'll pass. I'll just stay home and order some food.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. You know, when you go to the Audiology Center, you'll see a doctor of audiology. And with us right now, Dr. Colleen Bosler. Dr. Bosler, what are some of the signs of hearing loss?
Well, it's a number of things. Sometimes loved ones notice a person asking others to repeat themselves, or the television is too loud. What people tend to notice first with hearing loss is the loss of clarity. They can hear people talking, but they cannot always understand what's being said. That's because the hearing loss can cause you to miss certain consonant sounds, and those consonant sounds give us the detail to the word. A hearing aid can help bring back those details and give you a sense of clarity that you're missing.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center with 3 locations in the greater St. Louis area. Call for an appointment, 636-441-7470. Online, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Right back in on DGS. Rachel, Andrew, and Kevin hanging out today. Dave back tomorrow. And Rachel is about to warn us about what might get us kicked out of Disney if we wear these things.
They've got a dress code, okay?
I have a feeling none of these are going to be violated by me.
Here's some fashion don'ts.
No Star Wars shirts.
If you're planning a trip to a Disney
They
park.
sell them there.
Yeah, that's why you got to buy them there. No,
Oh,
no
I see.
outside Star Wars shirts.
It would not shock me if that was like a Disney policy. You can only wear the shirts if you bought it in here.
So we have talked about this on the show before. Adults are not allowed to wear costumes at Disney. Kids under the age of 12 can dress like their favorite princess or pirates, but grown-ups are going to be out of luck here. And that's because Disney wants the official characters in the parks to be the only ones in costume.
Yeah.
It makes sense. They say it's to preserve the magic for children. I'm also thinking of it from a safety thing.
Yes.
I say it's tyranny.
You don't want some rando adult like, trying to draw kids to them.
Absolutely.
Let me dress up like Winnie the Pooh. Well, that's a bad example.
Yeah, don't
Let
do
me
that,
dress
Andrew.
Up like
That's going to be number 2 on the list. Do not.
Donald Duck. Oh, wait, not that one either.
Do not go all Winnie the Pooh or Donald Duck, please.
Is Winnie the Pooh Disney?
Yes.
Is he?
I don't think he was always Disney, but he is currently Disney.
He is?
Yeah.
Yep, there he is on Disney.com.
Mm.
The Pooh Bear. There's a rabbit.
Looking up Winnie the Pooh on Disney.com. This is a very funny thing to do.
The next prohibited outfit at Disney. Outfits with long trains or dragging fabric. So if you want to, if you're a lady, you're trying to wear a floor length gown, or maybe you're a gentleman
Wedding
with a
dress.
giant cape or something, you don't want to be able to trip. You don't want to trip someone else in a crowd. So they say this is a safety concern, especially on the rides.
I was going to say, I bet that can be a problem getting stuck.
Oh, yes. Plus, people are going to be stepping on it all day.
Yes, why would you do that? It's hot there.
I know. Revealing attire. This is kind of vague. Because revealing can be different things to different people with different standards. But they say bikinis, crop tops that look like swimwear, or overly skimpy clothing, whatever that means to you.
No ankles showing.
That is off limits. You also have to be wearing shoes at all times.
Yeah.
It would have never crossed my mind to remove my shoes while at Disneyland, but I'm sure there are plenty of people who need to be told that.
I
So,
can see, not that I've ever done this, but I probably have, where like you've been walking all day and you stop for lunch and then you just slide your feet out of your shoes a little bit. I've done that.
yeah, I could see that.
I'm not walking around like that. And I'm not like flashing them and showing them, hey, everybody, look at my feet.
Check out the dogs.
But like, sometimes it feels a little bit good to unhouse those things.
Wiggle those toes around
Yeah.
Disney.
Get some air in there.
Okay, the next banned clothing type, scary or offensive clothing. So anything that might frighten children.
Sure.
So basically the t-shirts you wear, right? With the Slipknot.
But they don't say anything scary on there.
But sometimes the font is like a creepy, like
Yeah, well, it can't be the
Goosebumps-esque
font. What if the font says happy, but it just looks scary?
So anything that might frighten children or clash with the family-oriented vibe of Disney is banned. So no horror costumes or shocking graphics. Again, kind of vague.
Yeah.
I don't know what a shocking graphic means to you. I have an idea of what
Don't
it
wear your
means to
murder
me.
shirt.
Right. Yes. My murder shirt. Perfect for one of those Disney rides. Can't even think of one. Space Mountain. That's one, right?
What? Yeah.
That is
Okay.
one.
That's the best, but was the best one for the longest of times.
The final thing that they say is banned at Disney is offensive tattoos. This kind of makes sense for pretty much anywhere. If you have vulgar or inappropriate tattoos, they need to be covered up before entering the park.
Makes sense.
They also go on to talk about Disney bounding, which Andrew's talked about on the show several times. That's when fans use regular clothing to mimic a character's look with the same color palettes, different accessories, hairstyles. But if you Disney bound too close to the sun and you look like you're wearing something close to a full costume, you still might be asked to change.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do not, I want to be very clear, do not make fun of Disney adults. I think there's nothing wrong with having fun with things you enjoy.
Okay.
Absolutely none. No. I just think that that's an interesting way to look at the costumes and all that. Like, I get the real full costume thing because you're worried about, you don't want confusion for kids. Because if that person is just acting in a way that's not appropriate, even if it's not predatory, even if it's just like they're having a temper tantrum, but you don't want to see Cinderella having a temper tantrum, right? You don't want a 5-year-old seeing that. So I totally get that completely. The bounding thing may be a little bit more interesting to me, or like as far as like that gray area, just to what's okay and what's not.
yeah, isn't that the case with like every dress code? Because there's always something.
They just want the wiggle room to say, if you're causing problems, we're going to remove you.
And anything can be left up to interpretation in some way.
Oh, yeah.
And it's ultimately up to the authority figures to make the call.
The business gets to choose.
Yeah.
Like, they get to make the rules and they can choose not to enforce something. But obviously that puts them in a chance of being in trouble. Like, well, you didn't for this case and you did in this case. What does that mean?
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpracticed your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At Tax Relief Advocates, we get it. Thinking about back taxes to the IRS can be very unsettling. Don't lose hope. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, TRA is resolving taxpayers' delinquent tax problems nationwide once and for all. We could significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you haven't filed your taxes in years or are already facing collections, we can help. We aren't just some run-of-the-mill tax service company. We specialize in helping individuals and businesses with $10,000, $50,000, or even $500,000 in back taxes get speedy resolution. And in many cases, only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. The IRS isn't going anywhere, and neither is your tax problem. To see what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call 800-335-8578. 800-335-8578. Again, that's 800-335-8578. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home. 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up, because it comes with
Any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go!
That's any breakfast sandwich.
Plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah!
QT.
More than a gas station.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got a mostly cloudy sky at the moment. Downtown at the Arch, it is 75 degrees. At least 3 people have been injured in a North County home explosion. The extent of the injuries is not known at this time. Blackjack Fire Chief Paul Peebles.
We have not received an update at this time. We do have our EMS division that's working on that. So at this time, we don't have an update.
Peebles says he felt the explosion himself at the firehouse, saying that it felt like the building there was shaking.
It was like a boom. My son next to me.
I'm Sean Malone. That's Erica Phillips describing the moment a home behind her apartment complex exploded while she and her young son were in bed. She tells KMOX the aftermath she found in the rest of her apartment.
And then glass started breaking. I walk in the living room. The ceiling just started caved in. Like, it's just scary.
Neither Phillips or her son were injured in the blast. Between 4 and 5 homes were completely turned to rubble by the explosion, with large pieces of debris blown as far as a football field away.
Spokesman Jason Merrill tells KMOX Spire was notified of the explosion at 9:30 this morning.
We got crews out here right away to turn off gas to the homes on the street on Candlewick Club to make the area safe. We have found so far no issues with Spire's natural gas-related infrastructure.
Merrill says any further questions must be directed to the fire department. Now, we know St. Louis County Bomb and Arson is on the scene. However, that is procedure following such a large blast. Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
City SC announces a major front office shakeup.
St. Louis City SC has fired sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel, announcing his departure after the summer transfer window closed last week. President and GM Diego Giuliani and club technical director John Hackworth will work with the team's current sporting staff on ongoing roster management and construction. Pfannenstiel was hired by the team in the summer of 2020, part of building a franchise. In his first year, the team won the Western Conference in the regular season, but failed to make the postseason last year and well on its way to missing in its third year. Tom Ackerman, KMOX Sports.
Is there an end in sight for the Boeing St. Louis strike, which is entering its 4th week? Both sides returned to the bargaining table today at the company's request. The Machinist Union says it expected a new contract proposal, but says Boeing did not offer one. Negotiations have since ended for the day, keeping nearly 3,200 workers on the picket line. A new lobby will welcome visitors to Powell Hall. It reopens in late September after the 2-year renovation. St. Louis Symphony music director Stefan Denev says the seats are bigger, the backstage area for musicians is improved, and Powell now has an ELC.
Education Learning Center, which is a brand new big space where we will be able to do a lot of new events and welcome our youth symphony orchestra, our choruses, and do some parties there. And yes, Powell become a new center for music, renovated, modern, and a new hub for the city.
Denev says he really loves Powell Hall, pointing out he's traveled all over and believes Powell to be one of the best halls in the world, not just for its beauty, but for its acoustics. The Dow from Stifel down 286 points to 45,345. Road work on 64 west at the Missouri River in the left lane, 70 east at St. Charles Rock Road in the right lane, and 70 east at Wentzville Parkway. The left lane's closed. A disabled vehicle 170 south of Page on the right shoulder.
Delightful is the word as we go through our Monday afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Let's throw in wonderful too. 77 for the high. Amazing temperatures, amazing humidity levels. Tonight, clear skies. What a spectacular evening as temperatures will actually drop out of the 70s and 58 for the overnight low. Tuesday, plenty of sunshine, still great, 77. Tuesday night, clear. Even cooler, 55 Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and Wednesday sunny and 79. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by SNL Coins. We've got clouds. It is 75 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 2:05 on KMOX, the Dave Glover Show minus Dave. He'll be back tomorrow. Today is year 3 move-in day at KU, so he's doing the dad duties, which I have done many, many times. It's a lot faster than, that's a better, we talked earlier in the first hour, we won't repeat it, but a lot easier than traditional move, but it's still a lot of driving and a lot of that stuff. So Dave is, today was the move-in day, so he's heading back today as well, and then we'll be back in with us tomorrow. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you here. You can obviously stream with us on YouTube and Facebook, and of course, if you're listening on the radio, you know that. So Thank you. It's good to have you guys with us. We got a lot going on. Bernie Miklasz is going to join us in about a half an hour. We'll catch up on all things Cardinals. Dave Murray at 3:30. And do we have the thank you card ready for Dave?
For making the weather so
for
nice?
Because this is, we yell at Dave when it's bad. I think we should probably give him a thank you card when it's good.
Thank you for your mercy, Dave Murray.
Because, the meteorologists control the weather.
You got to wonder why he doesn't make it like this more often.
I know. Well, we don't appreciate it as much.
That's true.
Yeah, if it's that way all the time. Matt Pauley will join us later on, too. So we got plenty going on a normal Monday, with the only abnormal part being that Dave's not here, and he'll be back tomorrow. You want to do Razor's Edge?
I would love to. I have about 3 stories here I'd like to go over with you guys. The first one is from a reality star named Stassi Schroeder. She was on the television program Vanderpump Rules, which was on Bravo. She has kind of gone viral recently because she has a 4-year-old daughter, and they were on a flight. They were going to be experiencing some jet lag. And she wrote on her Instagram stories, like, I'm going to let the kids have their first ever soda experience because I need them to stay up to prevent the jet lag and get them on schedule. So basically giving my 4-year-old a little bit of caffeine to kind of push through the jet lag. And then, shows the little girl taking her first ever sip of Coke and going oh, yum. She says, can I have this tomorrow? And Stassi's like, no, you can't. This is a special treat. Now, of course, because she did something that might not be recommended by doctors or something, plenty of people on social media were quick to jump in and criticize. I guess the way I look at it personally, if you're giving your 4-year-old Coca-Cola on a daily basis, yeah, that's probably a bad thing. But I mean, pretty much every toddler I know has taken a swig of soda at some point just because it's gotten into their hand somehow. I don't see this as a huge deal. Do you think that I'm endangering this toddler's health by having that opinion?
This is as a child of the 70s and 80s, this is the most ridiculous conversation I've ever heard. It's fine. No, you don't want to feed your kid overly sugary anything every day.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's Coke or fruit juice or cookies or ice cream or whatever. You got to be careful. You try to be normal. But acting like you're endangering your child's health by letting them have a Coke when they're 4 is insane behavior. People doing that are insane.
Well, and it's the kind of thing where it's like, if someone were to say something to you in real life, it would be kind of shocking. Like, hey, I mean, thanks for the concern, but mind your own business. She's just having a couple of sips of Coke because we're traveling. It's really not that big of a deal. But there's something about someone saying it online that kind of gives it more credence or makes it more legitimate to make the criticism, if that makes sense. Or I guess people just feel more emboldened to do that. Like they have to step in on the behalf of every child or every like overly nosy adult. Yeah, again, I don't think it's a huge deal. What I do think is a huge deal is there's another reality show called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. You might remember.
Yeah, remember that?
It was on TLC.
Never watched it, but I know that show.
Never watched it either. It was a little bleak for me, if I'm being honest. But I do remember seeing at the time it was on, as well as Toddlers and Tiaras, which is kind of what Honey Boo Boo spun off from. Honey Boo Boo is, of course, the adorable little child who would compete in the pageants. Her mother would give her a concoction called Go-Go Juice.
Oh, boy.
And that was a mixture of Mountain Dew.
Oh, God.
And an energy drink.
Oh, do not do that.
And that would be to give the little girl energy for her beauty pageants on Toddlers and
Yeah,
Tiaras.
if your little kid doesn't have energy, they're not eating well enough or sleeping right, and that's not going to fix it. Like
I
your
gotta
little
try some
kid,
of those
little
Go-Go
kids, usually the problem with little kids, they don't have enough energy, right? No, it's the opposite. It's usually that they have too much energy, and you're not like, the question about whether or not it's okay to occasionally let your child have a soda is not the same thing as jacking them up on Mountain Dew and energy drinks in advance of a competition, which is obviously a terrible idea.
Go-Go Juice.
Obviously a terrible idea.
Is it okay for Andrews to have Go-Go Juice?
No. Well, it's fine.
I
I
feel
don't
like
care.
you
I don't
kind of-
judge an adult.
Just a little before.
I feel like you kind of have like a disassembled Go-Go Juice every day. 'Cause you
Yeah.
always have
Not
your
all
Mountain
together.
Dew. You always have your
I have the parts
energy
of it.
drink.
I will say the stuff does hit harder when you combine them together.
Yeah. There are certain things like that.
Yeah. Adults can do what they want. Kids do not need energy drinks. They don't.
Period.
They don't. They don't need it. They're usually their problem is the opposite, that they have too much energy. And if your kid is tired, then they probably aren't sleeping enough or eating well enough, most likely. And I go through this with coaching. I coach teenagers, and I'm always harping on them. Stop with the energy drinks, man. You don't need it. I know I had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Too bad, buddy. You're fine. You're 14. You'll be okay. Just suck it up and get your body moving. You'll wake up. It's all it is. You don't need any of that. And again, adults may or may not in a moment, because adults have different requirements of themselves, and they're older.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you're older, you might not sleep well enough because you had a lot of work or you're stressed out or whatever. When you're a kid, it should be the least of your concerns.
I'm trying to think of the first time I had Red Bulls weren't even really a thing until I was probably 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
There were 5-hour energy shooters that you could get at QT or something like during high school, but I never messed with anything like that.
Yeah.
And I was like a full-grown adult before I had any of that stuff. Now the market for energy drinks is just so crazy.
I mean,
There's
just
so
to give
many
everybody
options.
an idea, like the energy drinks did not exist when I was a kid.
What was the
There
first
was
energy
no
drink?
Red Bull. There was no 5-hour energy. It did not exist. The closest thing, I think, when I was in high school, maybe this came out. There was a extra caffeinated cola called Jolt.
Yeah, wasn't there?
Jolt
Hasn't Red
Cola.
Bull been around since like the 80s or 90s?
1987.
Yeah, it was
Red
not.
Bull.
It was not a thing though.
Yeah,
It may have existed, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like high school kids were dying for Red Bulls in the 80s. And I mean, at least not where I was.
Mhm.
And I never even heard of those or saw those when I was in college in the 90s.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
I
think
didn't hear
when
about
do people
them
want
until-
energy drinks is usually when you're cramming all night for exams and things like that. Never once did I see anybody with any of those things. I don't think it became like widely available until later.
So I'm looking at the AI overview of energy drinks and the first energy drink. So take this with a grain of salt. The AI overview is often wrong, but they're citing an earlier energy product called Radithor, which was developed in 1918. It was a radioactive drink marketed in the U.S. as an energy booster. It contained radium dissolved in water. and promised to improve organ function
Oh,
and relieve
wow.
various ailments.
Yeah, never heard of that one either. But again, it's like these are such modern things. And by my like last 30 years, right? I mean, like in your guys' lifetime, these things have all been normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that long ago where I'm like nobody had I mean, like your energy drink was Mountain Dew or coffee. Like that's what it was. It was just regular old versions of caffeine. And even then, like none of us drank Mountain Dew because we needed energy. We drank Mountain Dew because we liked the taste of Mountain Dew.
You wanted to go.
Yeah, we didn't need go-go. We didn't think of it that way. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't ever viewed by anyone that way, but yeah, Red Bull was first sold in the US according to our buddy Ben Boyd in 1997.
So wait,
So that
10
would have
years
been
after it came out.
Yeah, that would have been right. So it was invented in the late 80s, but like so I was done in college in 94. Like there was nothing like all that time we did not have any of those types of things. You would go to a convenience store on campus or you go to a 7-Eleven or whatever. And if you were that, they might have sold things like, they have the gas station versions of various things. Maybe those things existed back then, but those weren't things that were on our radar. And it's basically as simple as that. If you wanted to stay awake, you had some coffee. And I never drank coffee. So for me, it was Mountain Dew or Pepsi or Coke or whatever.
Andrew, did you say you recently had some Rooster Booster from Quick Trip, or am I making that up?
If by recently you mean this morning, then yes, I did. I've been enjoying it. You fill it up halfway, and then you put some cherry in there, and then you fill it up the rest of the way. It's a delicious, strawberry cherry beverage. I've been enjoying it very much. However, I looked it up. Now that is marketed by Quick Trip as an energy drink. And we always
sell it in the fountain, so there's
They
no
sell in
way
the
it's
fountain.
as strong as a
And-
real energy drink.
and we would enjoy that in college. That was sort of, if I'm recalling correctly, our sort of energy vice that we would get for a late night. However, I looked it up when I started drinking this again, and it's like got less than soda. It does not have a lot of caffeine in it, but it is tasty.
It might be a good alternative for the kids.
Could be.
I'm joking.
Give your kids Rooster Booster.
Let's move on from the go-go juice. I want to talk to you guys about Hooters because there is a plan to make Hooters delightfully tacky again.
Oh, I thought you were going to say make Hooters great again.
Make Hooters great again.
Bugger.
No, basically, they're just planning to put the girls in longer shorts and have them dress just a bit more modestly so that families can feel more comfortable going into Hooters. And they're saying like it seems to be working in some areas. They've noticed like maybe women bringing in a couple of kids to sit down and have a meal for lunch or something, as opposed to, there are times where Hooters was very much leading with like, oh, we're sexy and come here to flirt with us. They're kind of making a shift just as Cracker Barrel
So
is.
they're going
and
woke.
all- well, you said it, not me, but
Also, maybe they should start by renaming the restaurant from Hooters.
yeah, Hooters certainly implies something that you might want to reevaluate.
Yeah. Well, they got owls.
My kids and I are going to Hooters. It's just never going to really.
Oh man, the
It's-
kids love Hooters.
It's not going to catch on the way they think it will.
So you think like the people that are trying to revive Hooters
Mhm.
actually think that you can make Hooters more family friendly
Well,
and that's their key to success?
I think the plan is to tone it down.
That's fair.
Maybe not to be like,
But
hey,
this
we're
idea
a
that
family
no families
restaurant.
will come in is kind of strange.
Well, because they took him out of the extreme booty shorts and now they're wearing slightly longer
Mhm.
shorts. I remember whenever they basically started putting the girls in like bikini bottoms. I mean, they still wear the tights, but it's, their butt cheeks
yeah.
are like hanging out as they serve you the wings. That is a thing they're saying, like, you're not going to see butt cheeks at
Okay.
Hooters anymore.
And again, all fine. It's just weird framing.
Yes.
Like
it
we
is.
think this will get more families to come in. Like it's called Hooters, man.
They're going to be picking up that
What do you
Cracker
think
Barrel
you're
crowd.
doing? We all get the joke, right? it's we're not going. Nobody's going there to watch owls.
Okay, one more story for you guys for Razor's Edge. I mentioned earlier in the segment, the AI summary can often be wrong whenever you Google something.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times it's best to just keep scrolling and find the link you're looking
The actual
for.
story. Yeah.
Well, there is a local restaurant, not local here to St. Louis, but just like a local eatery in Montana. Actually, Stefanina's, which we have one of those here in our area. But I'm sure, completely different chain. But basically, Google AI keeps telling customers about daily specials at this restaurant that don't actually exist. So they're even saying, please don't use Google AI to find our specials. Go to our Facebook page, go to our website. We're not going to honor these specials because they're not real. That's got to be super, super frustrating if you're running that business to have people come in thinking, having worked in customer service before, there were a few things more frustrating than when someone thought they were going to get a deal that you couldn't actually give to them.
Yeah.
That's no one leaves that situation happy.
No. Well, and especially since this is no mistake at all related to the business.
No.
It's not a coupon that maybe looks ambiguous or whatever. I mean, it's just literally not a thing that was made up by AI. When are we going to get AIs to stop making crap up?
Good question.
They're acting like humans.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Create the ultimate raised bed garden with St. Louis Composting. Our premium compost and soil mixes are perfect for filling the raised beds you'll enjoy building, and even better for growing fresh, homegrown veggies. Imagine harvesting your own tomatoes, peppers, and cilantro for fresh salsa the whole family can enjoy. And with delivery right to your door, getting started has never been easier. Visit stlcompost.com to order a convenient delivery from your phone in seconds, or stop by one of our 9 locations in the St. Louis area. St. Louis Composting, growing gardens and making memories.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions, safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KMOX now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code KMOX. in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're part of it. Expert care and genuine support backed by a network that puts your health first. HSHS. Connected to our community. Committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
All right, DGS on a Monday, day back tomorrow. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin hanging out here. Andrew, you made me stand up and take notice because on the rundown, you hate your car very much, or you hate the situation very much.
No, I hate the car.
You hate the car. That's valid. I've hated many of my cars in the past.
It's bad. It's been dying for a long time, but it's finally dead, and I'm sick of it, and I hate it.
It's actually dead now?
Well, I mean, it's so close as to be indistinguishable from death.
All right.
Every time I slow down, the engine just dies.
That's not good.
And then I gotta restart the car and start driving again.
Like in traffic?
No, but not. Yeah, in traffic.
Like at a stoplight, for example.
Yeah. Like it doesn't. I don't usually hit a lot of like stop and go traffic on my commute, so that's not really as
Not
much
a big
of a
thing.
concern.
I get you.
But boy, is it annoying.
That's
It does sound annoying.
And it feels like it's trying to tell me something.
Well-
It feels like it's trying to be like, I'm dead.
It's what it's really telling you is that one way or another, this is going to cost you.
Yeah, and I'm not. The thing is, I'm past the point where I'm paying to fix it.
Yeah, I've
because-
definitely been there with a bunch of cars. You're like, you know what?
Yeah.
This one is it's past its time. It's not getting any more of my money.
So eventually, it will stop, and then it will no longer go, and then that'll be that. And I think that day is fast approaching. But man, I am so sick of that stupid thing, causing me freaking problems all the time. Stupid, ugly piece of garbage. I'm so sick of it.
so
God,
what-
I hate that thing.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I don't have any money to get a new car, so I guess I'm just gonna drive this one until it just dies forever.
I see. Yeah, that seems risky.
It's fine. I've done it. I've done it with other cars.
It's
This is
fine.
This is car number like 3 that I just drove until eventually it just doesn't turn on anymore, and I go, well, okay, that's that then. Yes.
Do you guys mind if I correct something I said in the
No, go
previous
ahead.
segment? I was talking about this Google AI is telling people the wrong specials for a restaurant. And I'm like, oh, Stefanina's out in Montana. That's so funny. We have a Stefanina's here. But then something was bothering me about that. Because what I'll do is I'll sometimes copy and paste these stories into like a Word document that I can easily reference. Well, I did some Googling. It turns out they were referring to Stefanina's Wentzville. This is a local story here in St.
There you
Louis.
go.
And they posted on Facebook and said, please don't use Google AI to find our specials. Go to our Facebook page or our website. Google AI is not accurate, telling people, et cetera, et cetera. I'm wondering if the website I initially got this story from was like using Google AI and got Montana out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like something was just ringing false in that. So I did a little deep digging. It turns out it is here in St. Louis. So apologies to Stefanina's for getting that wrong initially. And don't use Google AI.
So I just pulled it up on there. I just put in Stefanina specials and I found the AI overview.
Oh, geez.
It says things that are commonly offers. You can find the most accurate specials, it says, by checking the menu on their website.
All right. Good job, Google.
So they must have gotten the complaint. Well, yeah, we'll fix that.
They're cleaning up after themselves now.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Marcia talks about her experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Hi, my name's Marcia, and I had a great experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. My sister, who lives in Logan, had them do her kitchen, and after I saw the quality, I realized it was exactly what I wanted. I guess one of the things I really liked is that when I came back, I just couldn't believe how it totally changed, and everything was all cleaned up, and it looked so great. All my neighbors want to come over and see it. I had a lot of unique features that I wanted as far as the fixtures go, and Dave was able to find those things, and that made all the difference. It was a great experience, and I'm glad I did it, and I would recommend it to anyone.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Delightful is the word as we go through our Monday afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Let's throw in wonderful too. 77 for the high. Amazing temperatures, amazing humidity levels. Tonight, clear skies. What a spectacular evening as temperatures will actually drop out of the 70s and 58 for the overnight low. Tuesday, plenty of sunshine, still great, 77. Tuesday night, clear. Even cooler, 55 Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and Wednesday sunny and 79. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
From now on, if you sprang a leak, need a water heater, or have hard water,
thanks for calling Jerry Kelly Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Jerry Kelly will fix the leak, install the thing, and make that hard water easy. From the company who's got your whole home covered.
JerryKelly.com. Many people dream of learning how to play the piano. Hi, this is Kathy from Lacefield Music, but few ever do. And here are a few of the reasons why. I can't read music, it will take too long, it's too expensive, it's too hard, or I've tried before and I failed. This would be true with most piano lessons, but not with Lacefield Music's innovative adult piano classes. With Lacefield Music's classes, you will learn how to read music and play with both your right and left hand the very first week. And you'll be able to play all your favorite songs in only 8 weeks. Maybe not fast, but you'll be able to play them. Lacefield Music's adult piano course is usually $100, but only twice a year we open this course up to the public for the low price of only $29.99. That's only $29.99 for all 8 weeks. What have you got to lose? Classes are forming now in our Chesterfield location. Call 636-778-2070 or go to lacefieldmusic.com to sign up online. That's lacefieldmusic.com.
Want immediate cash for your home or see what your home is really worth in today's market? Find out for free from the local experts, my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out thegelmanteam.com today. That's thegelmanteam.com.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Bernie Miklasz is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon Comfort dealer.
It's Monday on DGS. Dave is out. He'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, business as usual. And part of the business as usual on Mondays is we get to talk to our buddy Bernie Mick. What's up, Bern?
What's going on, Mr. Wheeler? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How was your weekend?
It was great. Lazy and just the way I like it.
Yeah, I'll toss that in there, too. I had a good, relaxed weekend. A couple of, stuff around the house, but nothing big. Bernie, I found some old baseball and hockey and football cards that I did not remember that I still had, but they were in a box. They were really safe and well stored. And one of them, I don't know how I got this, but one of my old hockey cards, I think I have 12 hockey cards, right? I've got a Wayne Gretzky one from the year that he set the points record. It's a 1982-83 hockey card. Really nice. If it's in good condition, it's pretty valuable. It's really old one. But one of the random ones I have in there, Barclay Plager.
Oh, there you go. That's outstanding.
I texted Curbs as soon as I found it. Holy crap, look what I found. How cool is that?
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you got to get that, put something together, get that framed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to get one of the, because it's, it's just regular old size hockey card, but maybe that fits in a little, like the picture frame thing there, and I can bring that to the sports office here. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I got to know him just a little bit. What a great man Barclay Plager was. Man. Great man.
Did not, obviously, I missed out on that. I wasn't here soon enough, but Bobby was just the best, and the stories that he told about him and Bart getting after it, and some of it even taking place off the ice later on. Pretty great stuff between those guys. I mean, legendary hockey family,
and their personalities were totally different too. And that's not uncommon in families.
No, not at all.
My personality and my brother's personality. He's 10 years younger. Totally different. I think it's kind of funny when families go that way.
Yeah, no doubt. We got some similarities in my family, but my little sister is different than me and my brother. Me and my brother are pretty similar. We're pretty much the similar dudes, except that he's taller than me. That's about the only difference.
Well, if the difference between me and my brother and your brother and you, I would say we're both the obnoxious one, you and I.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely
probably
that.
So.
Yeah. Nailed it.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little baseball, Bern. I don't know, just kind of a lame weekend. Honestly, I don't even care that much about the wins and losses at this point. I know the team does, and they should. The players should care. Ollie cares. Totally should. I don't know that the rest of us need to be fixated on whether they win or lose, but a lot of this comes down to what individual players are doing and what that really means for the bigger picture.
I totally agree. Listen, I think it'd be great for the Cardinals to have a winning season, but if they don't, it doesn't really matter. The only reason they were hanging around is because the Mets were playing like garbage for 2 months straight. Now the Mets are starting to win again. So much for that. No, I am totally fixated on individuals. I want to see Jordan Walker. Those last 13 games or so, he's hit 283, not much power, but he's hitting a little bit. I think Nolan Gorman continues to make progress and continues to improve. And you and I were talking about this text message the other night. Mm-hmm. The amazing thing about Nolan Gorman and how much better he's been is that there is a rather large swath of people, whether they be media or fans, who simply will not recognize it. It's almost like they dismiss it or something. It's really bizarre. I was talking to someone today who was just lumping in Walker with Nolan Gorman. And I'm like,
not even close.
How can you lump them together? I mean, I don't know that Gorman can keep it up, and that's a big question going forward. I know that, but as far as those two guys are concerned, one guy is as bad as ever, and the other guy's gotten a lot better. I mean, a lot better. He's one of the best 2 or 3 hitters on the team since June 1st.
Yeah, I mean, you could take that to May 1st, Bern. He's the third best hitter on the team since May 1st.
Yeah.
And that's not like, look, be all end all is the whole season, right? I mean, that's the ultimate truth. And we will have all of that here in a month and a half. But in reality, his total season, whole season, he's a 742 OPS and Brendan Donovan is a 750. They are almost identical in terms of the offensive output that they've created.
I'm laughing and I'm also smiling because it seems like at times, and I know this is not correct, obviously, but it seems like at times I wonder if Wheeler and Mikolas are the only two people that know this. I can't tell you how many conversations I overhear or I have with people where they're like, well, this was supposed to be a year where, Walker and Gorman had to show something and they're both where they were. No, they're not. Not even close. One guy one guy's taking walks all the time. He has a really good plate approach. He's hitting for a much higher average. I don't know what people want from him. His strikeout rate is still a little on the high side.
Yes,
but
it is.
But it's down 8% from last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what the heck does that have to do with Jordan Walker? How are they similar?
Yeah, I don't know. And I also know that, when you look at Nolan Gorman's season, for the first 2 months, he could barely get playing time. Like they barely found a way to get him playing time. And as soon as he got playing time,
no doubt,
he hit. I mean, the problem early wasn't that he stunk or anything. It was that he was the 10th or 11th guy in the minds of the decision makers, and he was playing behind everyone else. And it didn't matter whether Arenado was hitting or not, or whether anyone else was hitting or not. He wasn't playing enough to even get off to any kind of a start. And then as soon as he got the at-bats, he starts producing.
There's no question about it. And that really needs to not only be pointed out, but reinforced. And I wonder, Wheels, if in fact Nolan Arenado is going to return, and if he's going to play in September, we know because the manager has said, well, he's in a lineup. So in other words, Nolan Arenado could go 1 for 80 and it wouldn't matter. He'd be in a lineup.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for Gorman? So you're going to take a guy in a runway year where you have laid it out like this is what we need. We got to give them an opportunity. We got to find out about this guy. We're going to play him. So he's starting to really, for the first time, I think, in terms of plate discipline in his entire career, gaining real traction. I mean, making tangible progress. And so what? So he goes to the bench and you don't see him much when Arenado gets back? What? I mean, how cockamamie would that be?
It'd be ridiculous. I mean,
yeah.
Again, I understand that Nolan Arenado is going to be a Hall of Famer and he is owed a lot of respect, but respect does not equate to playing time.
Not every day.
And not every day, and certainly not at the expense of someone who could be a part of your long-term plans. Now, if they've already decided we're going to move on and we've seen enough that, we're going to trade and we're going to do this or that, that's maybe a different thing. But I don't know why anything that he's done would separate him in a negative way from the crowd. I mean, again, there's only basically been 2 regular hitters that have been better than him all year. And those are the guys that, the 3 guys, because I'll count Herrera, like Herrera, Burleson, and Contreras. And those are your core guys. And Burleson and Herrera are the guys you're like, well, we're not taking them out.
Well, and and the other, I see one guy I'm paying attention to is Herrera. He hasn't hit.
Dude, I was going to bring him up. I'm glad you did, because I wanted to ask you if you're a little bit worried based on these things. So overall, his numbers are very solid. He's like 20% above league average. His bat speed is good. He doesn't chase a lot. He doesn't swing and miss too much. He doesn't strike out too much. He walks. He's got some good characteristics, and I think he's a good hitter. But his performance has literally gotten worse every month.
It has.
Every month. And this month, it's been terrible. This month, he has been 40% below league average.
The thing about him, and I was doing some research on this today, he's still hitting the ball hard.
Yes,
so I don't want to, but what he's doing, his ground ball rate, since he came back from the second time on the IL, right? And it's been downhill from there. His ground ball rate's about 57%. The other thing is he's hitting sinkers.
Yep.
But he's having the devil of a time with breaking pitches and off-speed stuff. And they're getting him to pound that into the ground a lot.
Yeah.
So He's going to have to adjust. I mean, I don't think that this is like, well, the guy's numbers were fraudulent and he wasn't that good.
No,
I think it's just him needing to adjust. They're pitching him differently now. They're pitching him much differently now, and he's going to have to adapt. But he is hitting the ball hard, and I think he's a smart guy. I think he'll be okay. But if we're calling this the runway season, we also have to take note of when guys go the other way.
Sure.
And he's going the other way, which is not a good thing.
I've seen enough to believe that he can hit. Like
Right.
I really
I'm with
believe that there's the good, the batted ball stuff, the physical traits match up with the numbers. I think he can hit. Now the question is, does he hit enough long term to have no position, to be just a DH and it's always his job no matter what? That's to be determined, but I'm okay with him. I still think this guy has ability that's more than what we're seeing.
You know, the interesting thing too is like, well, whatever happened to him playing left field? Remember that was the thing for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, now Newt's back, so
yeah, it's just kind of weird. He hasn't played much there.
No,
and I thought he would, but yeah Newt's back. Well, whatever. I don't want to get bogged down in that. So.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, and this was fascinating. So I was texting with our mutual friends, Steve Moore, Tom Ackerman, and Matt Pauley. We were just doing some baseball stuff this weekend. And, you know, I'm always boring them with nerdy stuff. But I thought that it was interesting that, you know, we watched Tampa and we see a young guy in Junior Caminero, who's 21 years old, who has elite bat speed, who hits the ball as hard as anybody, but he chases and he strikes out and he doesn't walk very much. But he's going to hit 40 home runs as a 20-year-old rookie. He's got 37 already. He might hit 45 home runs as a 21. Now he's 22, sorry, but a 22-year-old rookie. But I believe it counts as his age 21 season. And this is what everybody was kind of hoping and praying for with Jordan Walker, right? Because this guy with elite bat speed hits the ball. I mean, they're both, by the way, in the top 1% in baseball in bat speed and average exit velocity and all those things, right? They do that. And then I wanted to start looking at the differences between Jordan Walker and Junior Caminero, because we know what the similarities are. Like the strength is a similarity. The bat speed is a similarity. The hard hit rates are very similar. Caminero's better, but it's not by a whole lot in those ranges. So they have similar launch angles, not to bore everybody, but it's about 1 degree difference between the two. And so it's not a dramatic difference in terms of the average launch off the bat. Caminero swings and misses less, which is probably the number one difference, because his strikeout rate is 20% and Walker's is 30%. And he pulls the ball in the air. He does not hit the ball more in the air, but when he does, he pulls it, and that's why it goes over the fence.
That's such a simple thing, and it's something that Walker continues to struggle with.
Yeah.
Look at J.J. Weatherholt down in Memphis. He got to the point where he said, you know what, I can hit home runs. All these guys that say, well, I don't know about his power. I just got to pull the ball in the air. And once he realized, well, wait a minute. If I just swing it at pitchers that I know I can pull in the air and hit far, I'm going to do it. And that's why he's slugging 650 at Memphis.
Yeah.
People were saying, well, don't get me wrong, he's a great hitter, but I don't know if there'll be a lot of power there. He figured it out, and he's a really smart guy. It didn't take him long to figure out. He said, well, no, I can do this. I can't just try to pull everything, but when I get a pitch I can pull, I can hit it in the air, and I'm going to run around the bases and high five people. He's that talented. He's that talented of a guy. He's unbelievable. And I keep saying, every time I say he's got the Bryce Harper vibe,
yes,
people are confused. I don't know why. What I mean by that, it's just like I talked about with him deciding, you know what, I can pick my spots and pull the ball and hit it out of the park. It's because it's almost like the Bryce Harper thing where, you know, a bunch of people have told him, like, well, you know, don't worry about the power. You know, we love your ball to bat skills, your bat to ball skills. Sorry, your contact hitter. You got a great swing, all that stuff. And I think the dude got tired of hearing he wasn't really going to hit for a lot of power. And he's like, oh, is that right? Let me show you. Boom. He's got the Bryce Harper vibe, and that's very exciting. There is nothing with J.J. Weatherholt. There's nothing that he thinks he can't do. He's convinced he can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
He's that talented and that confident.
Totally agree. All right, we're going to get through a bunch of these things and in some more detail tonight on the Redbird Rush Hour to be you and me and Matt Pauley. But before we let you go, Bern, tell us about Saliga.
You got it. Saliga Heating and Cooling. This Daikin Comfort dealer has been helping St. Louisans out since 1927. I love that. We love Saliga Heating and Cooling because they've taken great care of the Micklases for about 17 years now. And so I think that gives me the credibility to talk about them. And in our experience, Saliga has always looked out for low-cost solutions to save us money. Their fourth generation owner and operator is Dan Saliga, and he's maintaining those very, very high standards, the highest of standards for this proud family business. So they service all makes and models. They can handle your heating and cooling needs for home or business. They do things like they can improve your air quality. They can install ductless systems. They can clean. If you do have ducts, they can clean them. And I recommend Saliga's Priority Club, which is a maintenance plan that's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. They have saved us a lot of money with that. They just come out to your home a couple times a year, make sure everything's working right. And then you will know, you have the comfort of knowing your home's safe and ready for all 4 seasons. And if there's a little problem, they can catch it before it becomes an expensive problem. Family owned and operated for nearly 100 years, Saliga offers free estimates and financing options and still has the best and most trustworthy customer service in St. Louis. So check out the Priority Club maintenance plan. I think you'll really like it and you'll really benefit from it. If you want to find out more about Saliga and all the services, including the Priority Club, just go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
The legendary sound of the Doobie Brothers is rolling into town. Don't miss the show. Coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, September 4th, with special guest, the Coral Reefer Band. It's a night of timeless hits, epic harmonies, and classic rock energy like only the Doobies can deliver. Tickets are still available and can be found at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, head to KMOX.com/events.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
All right, DGS on a Monday. Dave is out back tomorrow. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin hanging out here. And Andrew, I have 2 questions for you. One is that you made a seafood boil?
Yeah.
And then 2 is, where's ours?
I can make one for you if you guys want.
What I eat seafood all the time. Like it's my favorite stuff. I love it. I have never done the boil.
Never done that?
Never done it.
Oh, it's so much fun.
What'd you put in it?
Taters and corn.
Shocking.
Where's the seafood?
And actually, corn is normal in a seafood boil. That's a normal thing. And so are taters.
And scrimps.
Scrimps, all right.
That's a seafood.
And some sausage.
Okay, that's
Some
not a
chopped up
seafood.
sausage. Yeah, but it goes in.
I get it. No, I get it. I've had it. I've just never made it.
And I just did those. I didn't do any crab or
okay, so no
lobster.
fishy, nothing in that.
No, you don't really put a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, I mean,
typically it's more crustacean based. You can
yeah,
do
that's
some
true.
crawdads.
Shellfish, yes.
Yeah, crawdads, crabs.
Did you use the radioactive shrimp from Walmart?
I sure did, Rach. Thank you for asking. Yes, I did. One of the many things.
Wait, you still have those?
I bought several bags.
Well, he's not going to waste his money. Was he supposed to throw them away? Come on.
And so I grilled those, and hopefully that grilled all the radiation out of them.
Because that's how radiation works.
And I also boiled them with a bunch of seasoning I bought from some jackass on TikTok.
Oh, a season, but just the packet you throw in there. I've seen that that dude.
Not the packet. It's just a it's like in a can.
Oh yeah, the shaker. Is it the guy that I'm thinking of, the Cajun dude?
Probably,
the
yeah.
big muscly guy.
Yeah,
I forget his name, but he's awesome. I love his videos.
Okay, can we just acknowledge how fun it is to buy stuff like that every once in a
Yeah,
while? If
yeah.
it's an influencer you really like, I know you feel connected to them in some way. It's like, oh, me and my parasocial friend. I bought his seasoning.
When I saw the seasoning, I was like, I love this guy.
Yeah. Well,
Was
I mean,
it good? Were
the
you happy
stuff
with
he
it?
makes,
it's very good.
the stuff he makes looks amazing.
Yeah, Cajun Two-Step is the name
Yeah,
of the.
and he makes things in like these giant cauldrons.
Yeah.
So I don't know who he's cooking for, but it's a lot
He
of
has
people.
a catering business, I think. So you
Oh,
can
is that
hire
what
him
it
for
is?
your event of
All
like
right.
300 people, and he'll make like some
All right.
giant
'Cause
concoction.
he's always like, I got this 47 pounds of sausages going in.
Yeah, and then you just like dump it in.
And then he's like, he got everything else going in.
His seasoning is very good,
Is
though.
it?
I've been putting it on everything. But yeah, so you what you do is I think the potatoes go in first, and then I did corn.
Okay.
Which you're not really supposed to do because I think the corn takes like no time at all to cook.
Was it soggy?
It wasn't the best corn. I didn't
do it a
crispy
little,
it enough.
do that a little bit toward the end, yeah.
And then the sausage and the shrimp doesn't take long to cook at all. And then you just season it. I put in a ton of that stuff. I put in some chili powder, some
All right.
some paprika, some more cayenne pepper, some salt, Old Bay. Just
Heck yeah.
Season the heck out of it.
Did you
and let
put
it
it in a
boil for
little
few minutes.
mesh bag or just do it in the bowl?
I just did it in the pan.
Yeah.
Good for you. That sounds awesome.
That's what I want to have now.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Charlie Brennan once again with Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler, is it possible we might say, oh, those kids are mumbling, when the problem really is our own inability to hear?
Exactly. Hearing is integral in everything that we do. It keeps us involved and embraced in life. Not hearing someone is never normal. Ringing in the ears is never normal. And when people have a hearing loss, oftentimes they complain that they can hear, but they cannot understand people. And avoiding getting a hearing aid can have long-term effects on the speech reception area of the brain. So what that means is if you test and treat the hearing loss early with a hearing aid, we can prevent a decline in the speech understanding that can happen if the hearing loss goes untreated.
The words of Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. 3 locations in St. Louis, 636-441-7470, the Audiology Center, STL.com. leaffilter.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, the news this hour sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. Right now, it's a cloudy sky and 75 degrees downtown at the Arch.
And it shook. I felt like the house was going to lift up from the foundation.
That's Brenda, a neighbor to the house which exploded today in North County near Candlewick Club Drive.
I was on the street where the house was on fire, and we were neighbors of the house that got burnt down. One of the young elderly ladies had come up and said she thought her husband was in the house and was started running in there, and we grabbed her and told her no, she couldn't run toward the fire.
As of now, there are no reports of fatalities. Blackjack Fire Chief Paul Peebles.
We just got people out that we saw. Our men and our women are trained to take care of people. And so our number one priority when we're on the scene like this is to get them out of the scene and get them the proper treatment. So I can't tell you which house they were in. All I know is that we had 3 people that we had to evacuate.
It's believed 3 people were seriously hurt. The extent of those injuries is not known.
I'm Sean Malone. When the smoke cleared from the aftermath of the explosion, at least 5 homes were turned to rubble after one of them blew up hours earlier. I spoke to one witness who asked not to be named, who was in bed when all of a sudden she heard the house behind her apartment blow up.
Try to walk down the hallway and notice glass and stuff is all in the house and notice all my windows are blown out. And from there, I'm almost like don't really realize a lot. I just ran and put some shoes on because glass was everywhere and grabbed me a roll.
She says the explosion was so loud and powerful, she momentarily thought it was her own apartment that exploded. She was not injured by the explosion, but said she was shaken up hours later.
A front office departure at St. Louis City SC.
St. Louis City SC has parted ways with sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel, firing him in his 5th year with the team. He was hired in the summer of 2020. 2 years before the team began play in Major League Soccer. It will likely miss the postseason for the 2nd consecutive year after winning the Western Conference in the regular season in his first year. President Diego Giuliani says the next 5 years will be extremely important and believe a change in sporting leadership will help in the club's pursuit of its goals. Giuliani and technical director John Hackworth will share duties in Pfannenstiel's departure. Tom Ackerman, KMOX Sports.
Russian spy planes are seen off of Alaska's coast again.
The U.S. military says it scrambled fighter jets this weekend to intercept a Russian spy plane flying near Alaska.
It was the third time in less than a week that U.S. forces deployed planes after a Russian plane was spotted. It happened in what's known as the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone, and while not considered a threat, aircraft that enter the zone are required to identify themselves to the U.S. and Canada for national security reasons. U.S. military officials have detected Russian warplanes inside the zone since April. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The U.S. government's $11 billion investment into Intel may be just the beginning of similar moves by the Trump administration. Jason Brooks has that.
White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett told CNBC that the Intel stake is part of a broader strategy to create a sovereign wealth fund, including more companies, and if not in semiconductors, then in other industries. Hassett maintains that the U.S. government has made previous equity stake moves like this, including massive cash infusions for mortgage companies Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac during the financial crisis in 2008. President Trump posted on Truth Social that he will make deals like Intel for the country all day long.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. Here's Stifel's Scott Link. Scott.
Good afternoon, Michael. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett said the U.S. could take more stakes in companies, and President Trump promised tariffs for furniture makers, leading markets lower today, with the Dow Jones falling 349 points to 45,282. The S&P 500 was off 27 to 6,439. The Nasdaq dropped 47 to 21,449. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index lost 16 points to 1,616. For stocks of local interest, there are no gainers today, and the leading decliners were Energizer up down 61 cents to $28.03, and Bear fell 19 cents to $8.13. Finally, Stifel Financial is up 81 cents to $115.14. This has been Scott Link, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got a disabled vehicle 70 going east at TR Hughes. That's on the right shoulder. They've just cleared out the road work on 70 east at Wentzville Parkway. Looks like the road work is still there on 70 east at St. Charles Rock Road. We've also got a stalled vehicle 55 north at Rivas Barracks.
The near perfect weather continues as we go through our Monday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies and wonderful. Oh, what great humidity levels. 77 for the high. Hard to believe this is the last week of August. Tonight, clear skies. Wonderful for evening plans as temperatures drop through the 70s and drop through the 70s pretty quickly. And how about an amazing 58 for the overnight low? Tuesday, plenty of sunshine. Still great. 77 degrees. Tuesday night, clear and excellent, 55. Wednesday, sunny and 79. We should climb into the low 80s on Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. Times are always changing, but Penn Mutual stands the test of time. The 178-year young mutual company is leading the way in life insurance. Ask your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL. We've got clouds. It is 75 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 3:06. Dave Glover Show on KMOX. Dave out today. I'm assuming now either coming close to home or on the road home from Lawrence, Kansas. Year 3 of moving Phoebes into college. And I'm assuming that's done by now. He'll be back tonight and back on the show tomorrow. In the meantime, Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler holding down the shop. And I mentioned this off the top of the show that we've been, and I say we, the newsroom here at KMOX has been tracking the explosion in North St. Louis County. And Sean Malone not only has been tracking that, but you were out there.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want to start. You kind of pick where you want to go. You want to start by telling us first what you saw?
I'll start with what I saw on my way
Yeah.
there, which can give you an idea on the scale of the explosion that we saw. You know, we first heard about this 9-something in the morning, shortly after I got here. It was like, hey, we heard something about an explosion in North County. We started hearing the radar, the police scanner going off. And so then I got in the KMOX news vehicle, started driving north up 70, and pretty much right when I got past like the downtown area out of 70, I could see the smoke billowing from there.
That far away.
I took a photo of it and sent
Yeah.
it back to Stuart McMillan, our editor and reporter, who was back in the newsroom monitoring the scanner. And I was like, there's no way this is the same thing, right? Because I was about 25 minutes out still.
I was going to
from
say,
it.
yeah, you're probably, I mean, it's miles, probably 15 miles.
Yeah. And to see that much smoke in the air from that, it's like, oh my God, this has to be enormous. So
Yeah.
anyway, I get there after moving around a little bit in that area. I was finally able to make it sometime later to right across the street, basically, from the houses that had exploded, or the house that exploded and the aftermath that it brought with it, because I couldn't tell which house had blown up. There were 4, maybe 5 homes, I think 5, that were completely turned to
Just
rubble.
leveled.
Yes.
Wow.
Just nothing was left but burnt debris at this point. And it was basically, it was on a corner block of this little neighborhood, and it was in an L shape. I'll describe it. It was kind of, the homes that were destroyed were similar to the layout of how a knight can move in chess. It was an L shape where you had the one home on the corner, to the right of it, one home. Those two were completely leveled, and the one on the corner, about 3 homes north of that or further up from that, those were completely leveled and burnt to a crisp as well. It was quite an unbelievable sight to see. I could smell it as I was driving up, about 10 minutes out. Smell the smoke.
The smell of anything specific, or just like,
you know what was weird about it? It smelled like fireworks show.
Okay.
That's what I thought was weird
Okay.
about it. Now, I'm not saying that there were any kind of explosives like that used. I didn't see it. I didn't get any indication from residents and neighbors that I spoke to that, it was a fireworks like explosion. Because that, I mean, there's multiple things going off. Everyone just heard one singular boom from what I talked to. But just to describe the scene, that's kind of what I smelled on my drive up. And then you get there and you just see a thick cloud of smoke on the ground still, while firefighters are still fighting homes that are on fire. And, I had a hard time when I first arrived there actually seeing down exactly what was going on, because there was so much smoke in the area.
Still, so you got there how long after the report?
Yeah, there was still active.
Maybe a half an hour, 40
I don't want to
minutes?
say like a home was fully on fire. I probably got there about an hour after the initial call was made to 911. I think the first call came in at a little before 9:15. I got there at about 10 minutes past 10. So still enough to see, an active situation that the fire department was handling. They had it well under control at that point. But again, a lot of these homes, just from when they arrived, were totally engulfed in flames.
Sean, talk a little bit about how widespread this was felt. I'm seeing this tweet from KMOX St. Louis News on Twitter, at KMOX News.
Well, the best person to ask about how widespread the explosion, the shockwave was felt, was Chris Ranji, because he was on the air and said that he heard, I believe it was his mother who lives in Granite City. That
Felt it or heard it?
Felt it.
Okay.
So
That is
all the way
crazy.
across the river in Illinois, they felt the shockwave from this explosion.
Wow.
And, I was talking to people that were out there that obviously they felt it living in the immediate area, but they were like, yeah, I heard from this person in this other part of the county that felt it, and, Granite City, I think, is as far out as I've heard that the shockwave was felt, but that's how large this explosion was. Across the river, people were feeling something.
Wow. So what do we know now, if anything, about potential causes? I know Spire has put out a
said
statement.
that in their early investigation, it doesn't appear that it's anything with their infrastructure.
Okay, so-
They were still inspecting things while I was out there. One of the last things I saw before I went back to the station was they were digging a giant ditch right out front of one of the homes. I believe it was the one on the corner, I believe. And I guess they were digging to check something with their line to see if things were working properly, or if there was any indication with that. I don't know the exact specifics, but I know Spire was still out there investigating. Bomb and Arson was also out there investigating. It is not indicative that just because they're there, that it was a bomb
you
or
just have to
arson.
check, yeah.
Exactly. They're there just because there was an explosion, not because they think it was a bomb or it was arson that led to that explosion. Same reason as Spire being there. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was Spire that or a gas line that caused this. So they're still looking into it. They've called a press conference for 4:00. So I'll be going to that. Hopefully they'll have some more answers as to what led to the explosion. Some other things we're hoping to get more information on is the extent of the injuries and whether or not there were any fatalities. So far, the only rock solid number that they have given in terms of injuries was when first responders immediately arrived. There were 3 people that were injured because of the explosion.
Okay.
They didn't know if these people were in the home that blew up or one of the neighboring homes.
Okay.
But they did say that number will climb as people report injuries, because some people were transported to the hospital with things, some injuries I'm sure were serious. I've heard them described as little as shortness of breath. Some of that can be just if you're elderly and all that smoke in the area that could be contributed to it, but that would be chalked up as an injury related to it. So that 3 will rise. You also have people that are just going to drive themselves instead of waiting for an ambulance. If you've, got hit with some debris or something like that because you were doing yard work next door and you got a big cut on your arm, you're maybe not going to call an ambulance for that, but you'll say, hey, can someone drive me to the hospital and get checked out? So they're anticipating some people self-reporting injuries as well.
It's going to be fascinating to figure this one out.
Yeah,
because
just what happened
you
and whether there was
the
any
5
footage of
houses
it
leveled,
too.
but
Yeah.
weren't there like 20 houses damaged?
I think there was significant damage to other houses in the area.
It's a pretty
windows
large
blown
area.
out.
Yeah.
Even in where the house was, I couldn't get a good view. I don't think there were any homes across the street from it. Across the street is a tree line.
Okay.
And on the opposite side of that tree line is where the apartment complexes were.
Right.
Now, on the side of the apartment complex, the windows that were not facing the home, so facing the other way, those windows were completely blown out.
Even the ones that weren't facing the blast.
They weren't immediately facing the blast.
So that
they were
might have
on the
been-
opposite side
yeah.
of a tree line that was blocking
Yeah.
it too, and those were still broken out. Garage doors were broken too. So in terms of just damage, like something
Man.
you would report to your insurance company, I'm sure it's way more than just 20 homes.
That's crazy.
I mean, I found chunks of debris. The most significant I saw, a 5 by 5-ish piece of just roof shingles nailed to some plywood about a football field away from that collection of 5 homes that were significantly damaged.
Man.
So it's pretty incredible just how big this explosion must have been to do that damage to homes that aren't even directly facing it.
Yeah.
With a tree line in the way, and then to throw some serious sized debris about a football field away from it too. I mean, this must have been some explosion.
Man, it sounds like it. Well, we'll obviously get more information coming up at 4:00. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime,
Great
guys.
description. I know that had to be a lot.
Yes,
to
it was
see.
quite something when you smell it before
Yeah.
going up and then roll up and see it. It's hard. It's really hard to imagine until you're there in front of it.
Well, great work today. Good to see you, Sean.
Thanks. Good seeing you guys.
We can get more sleep, we can get more sun, and we can get more exercise, but the one thing we can't get more of is time. It's time to eliminate the one phrase that could be holding you back from reaching your retirement goals. I'll take care of it tomorrow. It's time to pick up the phone and make the call to Gary Goldberg and the team at Financial and Tax Strategies, 314-991-9005, or online at checkwithgary.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial, Inc., an FFC registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Gary Goldberg, NPN number 918615.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After proving the doctors wrong following my accident, I got back to baseball, started kicking field goals, and finally got paid as a pro kicker and ultimately became a leader in the marketing world. That's why I trust Renner Garage Door, exceeding expectations for over 65 years. They service, sell, and install top brands like Deldon, Amar, and LiftMaster. Get your free quote today. Check them out at RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall. Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities. And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house, they transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
When we started Neovitin back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Dive into adventure this summer at the St. Louis Aquarium's Summer of the Shark. Get face to fin with some of the ocean's most awe-inspiring creatures in shark-themed exhibits, jaw-dropping displays, and interactive experiences for the whole family. Whether you're a fin-tastic fan or just curious, there's hands-on fun and fascinating facts around every corner at the St. Louis Aquarium. Don't miss your chance to make a splash. Plan your visit today at stlouisunionstation.com. That's stlouisunionstation.com.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman, Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
1120 AM, 1041 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen, wherever you listen.
All right, Monday on TGS. Obviously, Dave out today, back tomorrow. Rachel, Andrew, and Kevin hanging out. If you miss anything on the show, by the way, you can rewind it on the Odyssey app. You can podcast anywhere podcasts exist. And by the way, so many of you do such an amazing job on the podcast. I still don't get, Dave mentions the numbers every once in a while, and it's like, that's nuts.
It's very
one of the
flattering.
most podcasted shows in the country.
It's really nice because it feels good that people like the show as someone
Sure.
who's on the show. It feels even better that people are going out of their way to listen to the show when it's not on.
Yeah.
That feels really, really nice. And our podcasters are very special.
Yep, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for doing it. If you're not doing it, join the cast. Join the crew that's doing it. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. So, Rach, you've been following the U.S. Open, I assume?
I had, somewhat. I feel like I know what you're about to bring up.
You must, because it's on the rundown, and it's the only U.S. Open thing that I had on my rundown. And I want to run this by Andrew as well, because, Andrew, you are a known purveyor of chicken nuggets.
Yes.
As am I. As am I. I love chicken nuggets.
Did not think that was what you were going to say.
Me neither. I thought he was going to talk about this big scandal.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I see it now.
In a million years,
excited
did
to
not
learn
think
about
he
this.
would have said anything about chicken nuggets.
They are serving a $100 box of chicken nuggets at the U.S. Open.
Yummy. Must be good.
Now, keep in
Must
mind.
be real good.
It's 4 nuggets.
Must be the best nuggets in
Is
the
this-
world.
Do they come with caviar?
They have caviar on them.
Okay. They did
They're
this
from this
last year,
fancy
too.
ass chicken place in New York.
Okay, what's the name of the chicken place?
Coquodoc.
What was the name of it?
Coquodoc.
So it's
Coquodoc.
it's QOQ. It's like COQ.
Coquodoc.
Yeah, whatever.
Yummy.
It's a fancy food place that makes really apparently great like chicken nuggets. Like they like to say elevated, like fried chicken, which is fine.
Sure.
But I looked these up. So they sell them at like $28 a nugget in the restaurant, $29 maybe per nugget.
Me want to.
So they have caviar on them, and I'm just asking, like, as a chicken nugget aficionado, I'm near you, but not quite at your level. Does that make any damn sense at all? Like, why would you mess up a nug with caviar, and why would you mess up a caviar with a nug?
Well, it's one of those things like, is it the Slinger Dog that they have at Busch Stadium or the crazy milkshake that they have at the White Sox Stadium or whatever? It's one of those things that you get just to say that you did it. It's a food item that exists specifically for the purposes of Instagram and TikTok. No one will purchase that except for somebody who wants to make a TikTok that goes, I bought the $100 nuggies at the US Open, and then put like the big question mark on the thumbnail so that I click on it to see what's up with the $100 nuggies at the US Open. That's the only reason that these items exist, right? So there's a good chance that if you were to actually try and buy them, the person selling them would go, what? Oh yeah.
We've never actually sold those before.
I guess we do have these.
I saw a influencer I am familiar with purchase these last year, and she said they were just okay.
Well, I mean, first of all, caviar is kind of nasty.
That's Rachel, but Rachel's exactly right. It's influencer food. It's food that is made to you spend $100 to make content with it.
So other people think you're an idiot?
Well, because other people want to know about the $100 chicken nuggies, and if you post a TikTok about it, people are going to watch it.
Oh.
That's the whole thing with the U.S. Open. I would love to go to the U.S. Open someday, but it does seem quite expensive. And I feel like I wouldn't necessarily vibe with a lot of the people who are hanging out there, because it does feel like a lot of times less tennis fans and more influencers. This is just the fun thing to do in New York this weekend. And people
it's become
turn up
influencer poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like there are time and place for influencers for sure, but whenever it's like the entire event is overrun with people just taking photos, it's like, that seems less fun to me.
I don't know how you don't feel like a total jackass ordering $100 chicken nuggets.
I mean,
like, I feel like you gotta be like, I'm getting ripped off.
I think if we did it, we would feel like jackasses. But like, I think if your goal is to have something.
You just want to flex on people.
Yeah, if your goal is to have something that you can post on TikTok, which will hopefully get a bunch of views and make you most, if not all of that money back, while simultaneously giving you something to post on TikTok, I think that's like a total win for that.
I mean, I get that. It's just that's not the only people that are getting it. There aren't that many of them.
I feel like.
I think rich people too. I mean,
and then there's people who $100 is just absolutely nothing to them, and they don't care. They're gonna be like, ha ha ha, have fun.
But if you're like that, I don't know. Like, if you're like that, do you even eat chicken nuggets?
If they have caviar on them.
Yeah. Well, it's like have you heard of like the Dubai chocolate craze?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had it, so maybe it's the tastiest thing in the world. I really don't know.
It looks so horrifying.
But
so bad.
The whole thing is like you're paying a premium to be like, it's the Dubai chocolate. And the whole point is you overpaid for it. Again, that's not my scene. That's not my type of thing, but it is a lot of people's type of thing. So it's just like, whatever.
So it feels like you can just create something. And if you say this is $150 marshmallow, people will be like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Yes.
I'm going to do that. Let's make some marshmallows and sell them for $150 and see.
Shout out to Nikki G. He said, I literally listen to every episode of the show and have every day for 9 years.
Dang, dude.
You're the only podcast I look forward to, and I am super bummed when the weekend hits. You've got some magic here, and even I don't understand it fully, but it's the best. Nikki, you are the best. What an incredibly kind thing to say. Thank you.
Yep. And Nikki also complimented Dave's butt.
He did, and that really made Dave's entire week.
Same fella.
Yeah.
Nothing but positive vibes from Nikki G.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Even if you didn't compliment any of our other butts.
Yeah.
It's all right. There was no video of any of our other butts. It's fine. It's fine. Just but it was really, in all honesty, that was kind of like that was the line of the day.
Well, the word tremendous is just an underused word.
Yeah.
And if anyone uses the word tremendous to describe you in any way, it's like, that is super nice. That's going to stick with you. In a way more than like amazing would or like super.
I get it. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good descriptor. Tremendous. Although, I guess depends on the context. But in general, that's a pretty good one.
Well, yeah, if you were like, you're being a tremendous jerk, I mean, that's a.
Nixon just post the vid, Kev. I don't have a video of my butt, Nikki. I'm sure one exists out there somewhere, but I'm not aware of it at the moment.
Dave Murray's behind the stage. Do you think he's
Dave's
just
Dave's
ugh.
like, no!
He's like, they're talking about butts again.
Do you think he's just like, ugh, come on?
This happened just before Dave again last week, too. Sorry, Dave.
We just see him turn off the camera.
Nah, no butt talk coming up. We'll do the weather. Don't worry. Dave Murray coming up.
Now, 90 and 60. A look back at the latest St. Louis City SC match. Presented by Woods Basement Systems, Inc.
Now, Volin swings
there.
left. Header! Oh, yeah, baby! Yeah! Edward Leuven! City lead! Klaus pulls it back against two defenders. No, he swirls, he shoots, and scores! Oh, Joel Klaus! Thomas Muller against Roman Berkey. Muller hesitates right foot, and he sends it top shelf. A triumphant roar from this Canadian crowd. Vancouver, in controversial fashion, wins 3-2.
Up next, City SC faces the Houston Dynamo Saturday night. Kick at 7:30 on Y98.
Tripping over uneven concrete? Don't replace it, raise it with concrete leveling. Call the all things basement-y experts, Wood Basement Systems, for a free estimate at 618-249-5503 or learn more at woodsbasementsystems.com.
Tom Ackerman here for Busey Bank and Building Community. We honor the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum for using the history and lessons of the Holocaust to reject hatred, promote understanding, and inspire change. Visitors to the museum are empowered to translate the history of the Holocaust into meaningful action to make our community stronger. Visit the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum in person and online at stlholocaustmuseum.org.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey. Building Community is creating bridges that bring people together. A visit to the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum reminds us that by rejecting hatred and embracing understanding, everyone feels safe, valued, and connected. A community where everyone thrives is what Building Community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're headed out onto the area highways heading home this afternoon or wherever you need to get to, westbound 70 looks good coming out of downtown. Looks good all the way to Wentzville. Have some heavy traffic both ways on 61 southbound from a little north of W, I guess near the Big Creek, down to W. It's bumper to bumper. There was a crash. They're working to clear south of W, and northbound drivers had some heavy pockets south of about midway between Wentzville Parkway and P up into that same area. So tough going both ways, but it looks like it's getting better. Westbound 64 Science Center headed out to McCausland's heavy, west of Lindbergh to 270. A little jam actually around Spirit Overpass to the Boone Bridge, but then it's clear in St. Charles County. South 170 bogs down at Delmar. South 270 Page down to 64 is busy. After that, it's good to 55. 55 south of Arsenal to Bates. You have the usual delays. Right around the Z down through McNutt, then it's not as bad. Downtown eastbound 70s backed up from Salisbury up to the Musical Veterans Bridge, and eastbound 64 delays midway in from 157 through 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're part of it. Expert care and genuine support backed by a network that puts your health first. HSHS, connected to our community, committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring.
The reason many of us hate insurance companies is because some of them act like bullies. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been dealing with these creatures my whole career. Whether it's a workers' comp claim, an auto accident, or a nursing home or medical mishap, the playbook is often the same: deny and delay. We became the largest injury firm in America for a reason. We fight the bullies. They know who we are, and I know it makes a difference for our clients. Just go to forthepeople.com and see our results and our verdicts after those bullies gave us their final offer. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. It's easy to get going. Visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer, or call us on your cell at Pound Law, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up, because it comes with
any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go!
That's any breakfast sandwich.
Plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah!
QT.
More than a gas station.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
All right, just past 3:30 on DGS here on a Monday. Dave will be back tomorrow, but we got Dave Murray. And Dave, we have collectively come together. We haven't sent it to you yet, but a thank you card for the weather. It's gorgeous. It's unbelievable.
That is gorgeous. We call this resort weather, especially in August. It's amazing.
It's unreal. So how long? Is it going to be all week?
You know what? It's all week. You know, the fantastic temperatures, especially overnight temperatures. Next 2 nights, maybe 3 nights. Let's say next 2 nights. But we're certainly taking it into the Labor Day weekend. I think we could take it through Labor Day. Northwest Flow doesn't want to give up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dave, you're making everybody's week.
Makeup weather for the heat.
How often does this kind of change happen without some kind of like storms or things along those lines? Because it was a pretty
very rarely
transition, right? We just went right into new
very
temperatures.
rarely. And it was because we had 2 cool fronts. The first one kind of pushed the humidity out. Didn't drop our temperatures a heck of a lot, maybe 8 degrees. It was the second one that really cooled us off, really opened up the northwest flow. But what it didn't have any moisture to work with. The Gulf had not opened up because of the first front. So we thank 2 cool fronts.
Too cool.
Too cool. Hey, man.
That's great. So
2 cool fronts.
Basically, until a week from today, we're looking at similar.
Yeah, I would say, let's go 77 for highs. I mean, we're 71 right now over 48. The dew point's 48. It's really comfortable.
Man.
But about 77 tomorrow, 77 on Wednesday, maybe up to upper 70s. Thursday, there's this band of moisture, band of rain off to our south and southwest. It's like over northwest Arkansas. Lake of the Ozarks has some showers right now. We could see a spot shower on Thursday. That moisture really doesn't get up and over us. Partly sunny, 81 on Thursday. So let's think in that 78 to 81 degree range for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and knock on wood, Monday.
Man.
That's a long haul, but it just doesn't look like the northwest flow is going to break down.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, they always say don't kill the messenger, but they never say don't thank the messenger.
That's true. And I'm giving you this week of great weather not to show your butt to Nikki G.
All right, well, that's a fair pay. I will accept that payment, and there will be no showing. Sorry, Nikki.
I like the emoji with that.
Yeah, I know.
It's this big
I
red
had to look
face
close.
with
It's like a red
sweat.
face. Well, that's me. That's my big red face that's sweating all the time. It's kind of what I am. So good play, Nikki. That's a good one. I don't think he meant that as me, but it is me. So I'll take the credit for that. Want to do some headlines, Rach?
Yeah,
her reaction.
Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. So only 28% of U.S. homes are now affordable for the typical American household as buying power drops. As of this month, only 28% of homes on the market were priced within reach of the typical household. The maximum affordable home price for a median income household fell to $298,000. Back in 2019, that figure was $325,000. Meaning buying power is down by nearly $30,000 nationally in the past 6 years, even though median income rose by 15.7%.
Dave, I feel terrible for like Rach and Andrew's generation. You know, my kid is 28, and all the people that are kind of in that, you know, like house buying age, maybe for the first time. Because I don't know about, I'm sure yours was like my experience in that the first time we bought a house, it was like the easiest thing in the world, and it wasn't like crazy expensive. Now, I'm not talking about a $500,000 house or even a $300,000 house in that time, but just on a salary where I was brand new dude in radio. I hadn't been on the radio for 10 years. I think I had just signed my first contract, and it was like a totally normal routine thing to do.
Yes. The difference, because there's a little age difference here, is my first house, it was out in Baldwin. And it was about 120, I think. But interest rates were 21, 20.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which think about what you're paying on your mortgage right now at anywhere from 3 to 7%, depending on when you got your mortgage. And then push that out to 22% and see what it does to your numbers.
Yeah, it definitely messes it up. Ours were not that high, but they were not low. Like when we refied, I don't know, before COVID, it was, and we're at a number that I would never change right now.
Yeah, that's where I am too.
I don't know that we'll ever see it again.
Right. That's exactly where I am too. And
yeah.
It's just, it prevents you really from saying, oh, you know what? We're fine.
We're not going anywhere.
Fine.
Yeah.
So a recent analysis of voter registration trends has revealed a decline for Democrats, with a net swing of nearly 4.5 million registrations towards the Republican Party between 2020 and 2024. This is not limited to specific regions. It is happening all over the nation, even in traditionally Democratic strongholds. So the party is losing ground among new voters, and Republicans are now outpacing them in winning over these new registrations.
So that's just new registers, not like first-time voters, or just people that are first-time getting into the process, whether they're first-time eligible or not.
So the Republicans are outpacing them in new registrations.
Okay.
I don't know if all 4.5 million were completely like 18-year-old kids.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They may not be. You could be 28 and you just never voted before. And
I think some of them might have been people changing affiliations.
Okay.
It
Wow.
doesn't say like first-time registrations.
Well, that's the thing. Definitely strength for one side and failure on the other, I guess.
So Krispy Kreme is pushing to get into more big box stores to try and save their struggling franchise. I've been talking about, this partnership with McDonald's that ended up falling through. I was personally very excited for this. We were supposed to get Krispy Kreme donuts in every McDonald's store by 2026. Well, they pulled the plug on that. Krispy Kreme stock has also dropped significantly, and revenue for the quarter ending in June declined by over 13%. They want to increase their presence in big box stores like Costco and Walmart to reach more customers, although some people are concerned about overexposure for the brand. So Krispy Kreme, I think I said this a couple months ago, they're just in a weird spot, and I'm kind of wondering how long this brand is going to keep hanging around.
This is just advice, because Krispy Kremes are pretty damn good when you get them at the store and they're fresh. I have never gotten them at a store, like at a grocery store or a gas station, where they were anywhere near as good.
I think they're good.
I think the difference is stark, though, than compared to when you get them at one of the storefronts.
I get the little glazy holes sometimes.
Yeah. I think they got to figure that out. Like, how do you come closer to matching the quality?
Yeah. Put them under those heat lamps.
Hey, you know what? That might be a thing. You might be right.
They do have this new Harry Potter special going on. Have you seen this?
Where
on
the
social
donuts
media?
disappear?
No, it's basically you get sorted into a house.
Oh.
So they have, the Hufflepuff and the Gryffindors and all this. And it's fun. I think the millennials are definitely eating it up. I see it all over social media all the time.
right.
So they're coming up with like cute things like that to keep themselves relevant. It's just they got to keep pushing forward. I'm rooting for you, Krispy Kreme. I love you, Krispy Kreme. Roger Federer has
We need an intervention here pretty soon.
So Roger Federer has a new ranking, and that is of a billionaire. He's only the 7th sports figure to reach that milestone. Now, Roger Federer has 20 Grand Slams. He hung up his racket in 2022, and he's now estimated to be worth $1.1 billion. This is in large part due to investments like in a Swiss sneaker brand. He has plenty of off-court deals and endorsements. He was the world's highest paid tennis player for 16 consecutive years, even though Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal outpaced him in prize money. Roger knows how to do an endorsement. So
I can tell you that this is similar thing with Michael Jordan, right? So we can definitely say that Roger Federer is the Michael Jordan of tennis, at least in terms of finance. So of that billion, only 130 million of it came in earnings playing tennis.
Wow.
So 90% of it, basically 85 to 90% of it is earned off the court. That's some good business right there.
It is. He has like this really nice coffee table book that I was considering buying, but it's like $300. But he's such a premium brand. Like plenty of people will purchase that. There was a signed version for like, I think it was like $800, $900. I'm like, this isn't for me, but I'm happy for you, Roger.
You're gonna get a coffee, not you, but just anybody that buys that. You're getting a coffee table book that's more expensive than the table it's sitting on.
Kind of, yeah.
Mine will be sitting on a TV tray.
A woman angry about her DoorDash order ended up causing $10,000 in damage.
Dang.
This happened in Milwaukee. This woman was so angry about her failed DoorDash delivery. I believe they did not bring her wings, which, I understand. Look, we've all been there. You want your wings, you don't get them, you fly off the handle. Well, she ended up following her DoorDash driver home and attacked her car and caused more than 10 grand in damage. I am a little curious. If you were so ready to jump in the car and go vandalize this woman's car,
get your own wing.
Wingstop yourself. I don't understand.
There are a lot of just flat out unstable humans.
It is truly scary.
Like, you got to be kidding me, man. You're going to chase someone down over wings?
So Southwest Airlines is adding rules when it comes to their customers of size. This is going to start in January when assigned seating begins taking off for Southwest. They say plus size passengers should proactively purchase the needed number of seats prior to travel to ensure the additional adjacent seat is available. This is according to Southwest website.
Do they define that at all?
They do. They say
okay, so is it by weight, by...
Well, the airline says the definitive seat boundary is the armrest. So if you are spilling over the armrest, you need to purchase another seat.
Okay.
We'll do one more story for you guys for headlines. Tesla has jacked up the price of the Cybertruck by $15,000. That's for its most expensive model. It's called the Cyberbeast variant, and now it goes for $114,999. This is including the Lux package, which includes supervised full self-driving technology and complimentary access to the supercharger network. But this does show how far Tesla has gone away from Elon Musk's original promise of a roughly $40,000 price for the Cybertruck.
This is the
That's
one
just
that
gone out the window.
The panels won't just fall off on, right?
No guarantees, Wheels. No guarantees.
I mean, for people that don't know, there was a while there where like panels were just flying off because they're glued on. Cars are not glued together, Elon. They're bolted together, brother. Dave, thanks so much.
You got it. Enjoy.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, the traffic's not terrible out there so far this afternoon. This traffic reports the service of Duke's Mayonnaise. If you're traveling to Revis at Union, they were dealing with, I think it was a medical sick case there a couple of minutes ago. Westbound Highway 64, you're just kind of slow from Kings Highway out to McCausland, Lindbergh out to Ballas. There's a jam. We have an incident. Could just be road work, but there's some lane restrictions at the Boone Bridge or just before you get to it. So it's a solid jam back to about Boone's Crossing. But then once you get past that point, it's wide open in St. Charles County. Highway 61, still slow northbound coming up to W. Southbound's jam back across the Big Creek down to W. They were clearing a crash in that area. Southbound 270 Page down to 64 slow, but after that, wide open at 55. Southbound 55 south of Arsenal to Bates is backed up a little busy right around Zeeds through the Joachim Creek, and then it's good after that. Eastbound 70 just kind of slow now. East of Salisbury to the Musical Veterans Bridge, westbound 5570, west of 111, midway into 203, roadwork delays, and same thing on eastbound 64, roadwork delays east of 157 to 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Eileen talks about her experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
A lot of gross kitchen in the beginning, crack formica, bad floor, ripped linoleum, and I decided to heck with this. I want it done. And I found an ad from 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. I called him. Dave brought all of his stuff. We talked about what I wanted. I chose the materials. It was very easy. He came in. He did what he said. They did it in the time frame that they said, at the cost that they said. His crew was delightful. We came home. Everything had been cleaned up. I would say people are silly not to do 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. I just love it. It's just like I moved into a new home.
It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum, Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgaier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions. Safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KMOX now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code KMOX in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
All right, it's Monday on DGS. Dave out today, back tomorrow. He's doing the college move-in thing for the third straight year. Who knows how long that goes? For me, it went 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, because of Masters.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your own college experience.
Oh, no,
I was
not
like,
mine.
I
No,
didn't know you
the
went 6
the
years.
dad, being the dad, moving and helping with that stuff. That was
Gotcha.
more than 4 years. And then basically when it was time for the PhD stuff, I'm like, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're grown. You can move your own crap. No, actually, because there was a kind of an off year in between, so it worked out all right. But yeah, it's a rite of passage for dads of the college age children. I saw this. I didn't really mark it down, but I saw really funny. I think it was a TikTok showing all the different move-in dads, and I was teasing Dave like, which one are you? Because there's the dad that talks to random strangers for no reason, which that's my dad. My dad was that guy. The I don't need any help dad who's carrying like 25 things all at once and doesn't want anybody to help him do it. The put things together dad. I was probably the I'll carry anything. I was just the leave me alone. I don't need help. I'll carry it all. That was me.
I don't know which dad Dave is being, but to put things together, he's pretty open.
No, he said it's not him. He said that was Nick.
Yeah.
He said Nick's always been the put things together guy. There were a couple other categories too, like the organizer and all those kind of things. Yeah, my dad was definitely the strike up conversations with every person he sees dad. And you're like, what are we doing? Why are you talking to this person you're never going to see again in your entire life?
Because dads be friendly like that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I never fully understood it. Like, I mean, I'm friendly. I like to talk to people, but I'm not going to just be like, hey, random person moving their other kid in that I will never see again. Let's talk for 10 minutes about nothing.
You should try it. I bet it's fun.
Maybe.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never